Oh, buddy. That's all, folks. If it can go wrong, it'll go wrong, Mike. Let's talk about that before we get started. Let's shout out DraftKings for sponsoring this postgame.
The next great touchdown is coming, and you can bet on it. We've teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook, which is the best place to bet those touchdowns. DraftKings has industry-leading live betting market availability, which feature dynamic odds that move with the game and more open live betting markets more often. So get in on the action and sign up using our promo code ACU right now. With DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Download it. Use that promo code ACU. Let's freaking go. Guys, the season's over. How about that? It's not even Christmas yet. We have no more meaningful football this season. That's just freaking lovely. Mike, how are we feeling after that abysmal showing there?
I didn't expect any different. Like, who sat down on their couch today? Who woke up, took a piss, got something to drink, sat down on their couch to watch this game and thought anything was going to be different? This team has preached the same crap,
right? Well,
week in and week out.
If you had any hope left in you, I think when you saw how the officiating went in the first half, you went ahead and knew what was going on there, right?
Look,
it was like, oh yeah, okay.
The officials suck. The officials suck week in, week out, every single game.
Boy, it was extra today in the first half.
Well, this is why everybody that wants to just say the Chiefs get all the calls, blah, 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 you're stupid. Everybody gets screwed over constantly. It's just the way it is. The NFL sucks. They've got an officiating problem across the board. And I don't know if they're ever going to fix it. I don't know if they want to fix it. Let's be completely honest. I don't know if they want to fix it. What I seen today was more of the same. No running game. Right. Isaiah Pacheco getting 10 carries, running up the back of everybody.
Why is he even on the field at this point?
Patrick Mahomes. Let's hope he's not injured seriously beyond anything that's going to miss no more than these 2 to 3 games we have coming up at the end of the year. I think it's 3 we have left. 3 games at the end of the year. Let's hope he don't get injured any more than that. I don't want to see him have some kind of serious knee injury and miss half of next year or all of next year. That's stupid. We didn't need that to end it. So let's all pray for this guy. And then, basically, the offense just looked more of the same. Indecisive crap. It's indecisive crap. Bad schemes. Nobody gets open. It's crap across the board. We've got a clean house.
Well, we'll see how serious Clark Hunt is about this or Brett Veach is about this if we see something happen this week. Because if it's up to me, you go ahead, you fire Matt Nagy at the very least, and I'd probably get rid of a couple other ones. Just gut that offense right now. I wouldn't even wait till the end of the season. I mean, the rest of the games don't matter. Make a point here. Go ahead, get rid of them because they're a damn joke. That offense, I don't care if it's Matt Nagy's fault, Andy Reid's fault. Just name one. Pick anyone that works in the offense. Joe Blameyer, Connor Embry. Gather them all up and tell them they're fired at the same time for all I give a shit. That offense is awful. Awful. Like to have all those weapons and to watch that same shit take place over and over again, drive after drive after drive, they don't know what the hell they're doing. And Andy, you're on the hot seat, buddy, because if you don't get fired this year, you might next year if you don't fix it because you allowed this to happen on your watch.
Well, I mean, look, the offense was the same. Cool. The defense didn't play bad today. Look, we missed.
No, defense was fine.
What do we have? You have 22 starters, and we probably had 13 of them out. Like, who else could we possibly? We were playing the dude in the 4th row by the 3rd quarter. So, look, we come in with a makeshift offensive line. It was horrendous. We just don't have any explosive running backs. Our wide receivers can't get open. They can't find the right spots to sit down in the zone. I talked about all this on the video, and I was making light of it, being like, oh, let's hope I curse the Chiefs. But look, I was literally just telling you what's wrong with them, okay? Yeah. But I have to do it in a soft way because people will tell me I'm not a Chiefs fan if I say the truth. So, look, we all get it. We all get it. We all see it with our own eyes. You guys have seen it now. Now, look, you can't be a baby about it. We're still in the midst of a dynasty. Tom Brady and them missed in the middle of theirs.
Right. I'm not worried about the organization as a whole, but this season was just rough.
Yeah, they had 2 separate seasons and 2 separate runs. Okay, that's just the way it is. And it looks like the Chiefs are going to have to do the same. But you're going to have to figure it out. And so from this point forward, we've all seen it. But I don't want to hear all the Anybody that's disappointed, I don't want to hear people coming at them and try to play the pretentious thing and be like, well, you're not a real fan. Don't be a baby. Like, quit that. Let people feel how they want to feel, because let me tell you something. This season's been a disappointment. It's been a long time since you felt like this in Chiefs Kingdom. Like, you got to go back to the Palco years to feel like this.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say, before we even went live, Mike was like, man, we haven't had a season this bad probably since Palco, baby.
Dude,
like,
everything, anything that can go wrong, went wrong. It's continuing.
Yeah, absolutely. Up until the end, bro.
Bro, his mic won't even work in the post game presser.
Hey, if I was him, I would even go to it, brother. I'd pull a Travis
Either.
Kelce.
I think I'd quit.
Our boy Greg Goodwin with the 5 bombs is absolutely pathetic. Time for major changes. I'm okay with firing all coaches and cutting and trading lots of players. Okay, so I would go pretty nuclear, but I wouldn't go all the way nuclear. Obviously, you want to keep Reid, Mahomes, and
Spags can stay.
Spags can stay.
Fine.
The defense has been pretty good.
Look,
Keep
you
Chris
got to get rid
Jones
of
around.
Embry. Embry couldn't coach himself out of a wet paper sack.
Well,
And to be
anyone on the
honest-
offensive side of the football. I mean, even Andy
Right.
Heck, bro.
But yeah, Eddie Heck's not really developed nobody. His guys just kind of stink. You've seen, Connor Embry, them. The receivers don't know how to separate. They don't know how to beat man coverage. They don't know how to sit down in the zone properly. They're just, it's the most uninspired route you've ever watched in your life. And a lot of that scheme, Matt Nagy's definitely got to go. Again, some guy tried to tell me that he goes to a barber shop where players come in and told him that Matt Nagy's the one calling the plays now. Shut up. Bro, can we hear any more dumb shit? Like, look, Nagy's not calling the plays. Andy's always called the plays. He's always going to. But Nagy still needs to go. Just because I say that Andy calls the plays don't mean I don't want to get rid of Nagy.
It's what I said the other day, brother. Nagy's just all in with Reid. It's the same. It's more of the same. If you got one guy being a slapnut and being stubborn, and then you got a guy affirming it every week, then absolutely get rid of him. They have to switch it up on the offense.
Dude, why do we have a wide receiver as a running backs coach? Like, we've got the weirdest stuff. It's like a good old boys club over here. Andy just brought in all of his friends, his dad's friends, his grandpa's cousins.
You need a job? You need a job? I got some kind of coaching spot on the offense here.
Dude, it's weird. It's just weird. I've never looked into other people's rosters and their coaches like this, but I find it hard to believe that wide receivers are coaching running backs and some dude straight out of high school is coaching the wide receivers.
Right, Johnson Robinson Jr. with the 2 here. He has 2 last names. When someone has 2 first names, they're automatically an asshole, right? So you think someone with 2 last names is automatically pretty cool, right?
It's a cool dude, probably.
Just has to be by default. He says this team is just soft this year. 100%, dude. I think, obviously, we all watched the team give up completely today. Like, that first half, it didn't matter what they did. They were going to keep the Chargers in the football game. It should have been 28-3 at one point, probably, if they called defensive pass interference or, actually made them catch a football. Something. But it just wasn't going to happen. I think this team gave up. I think you saw that when Patrick Mahomes just threw away that ball when we could have tied the game. I think Gardner Minshew did the same damn thing on the last drive. So, pretty wild. Team soft. They were soft this year mentally and physically, honestly. I thought they got beat up quite a bit by a lot of teams that came in playing a lot more physical than them. You saw it again today, and you saw it last week against the Texans. I just think that's a good way to sum it up, Johnson. They're just soft. And, not much you can say about it. Kyler, Chief KT, been a member for 25 months. Says Andy is washed. It's time. I don't care. He was saved by Mahomes. This is what happens when you make your quarterback and the running back, they get hurt. Make your quarterback into a running back. I get what you're saying. Yeah, man. So Mike, what do you think about that? Because I already said, I don't fire Andy. I don't think you could fire Andy right now, but I think that all of this is on Andy's shoulders. So I think Andy is officially on the hot seat. Do you do you push the button now? I doubt it. You got to give him some grace because of what he's been able to do over the last decade. But this is all his fault. Let's not get this wrong. We can blame every coach that is under him, but this is on Andy Reid because he's the one that put this coaching staff together, and he's the one that allowed them to make this mess. It's on him.
Yeah, any job you go to, let's say you work at McDonald's, you're flipping fries. Okay, you're getting the fries and you're flipping the burgers and
Wait, you're flipping the fries too.
You're doing whatever you're
getting
doing.
Fired, brother.
Hey, if you're flipping fries, you're working for this team. That's what Connor Embry's doing. He's flipping the fries, and he's putting the burgers in the deep fryer. Okay, and guess what? The manager is the one that let him have the job. So that's the one you got to cut at the top. You've got to have a firm talking to with Andy and be like, look, we've got to figure something out, bro. Yeah. We've got to get it together. You don't have to go. but you can't stay here. No, I'm joking. But you're gonna have to figure it out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
seriously, you're gonna have to make some hard cuts. You're gonna have to get rid of your friends and your family and whoever else, your paper
Look,
boy.
man, I know that Andy Reid had a lot of, questionable things happen in Philadelphia, right? Like he had some pretty bad years there where they were booing him out of the city and everything. This is the worst season of head coaching Andy Reid's ever had in his career. Hands
It felt like
down.
there was potential.
Hands down.
But it felt like there was potential. Like he had plenty of opportunities to do the right thing. Like he was starting to get selectively more aggressive in the right spots on 3rd and 4th down. Like he was starting to you kind of felt like
The
Andy
best
was
thing
kinda,
he did all year was the game plan against the Indianapolis Colts, and then he went right back away from it.
right. And then he went to that dude. I'm telling you, I don't know. Andy's just. We've said it over and over again. They're all stubborn.
Stubborn as hell.
I think the way they've rotated the rookies in. Again, you didn't see Jalen Royals out there at all.
Yeah, I don't.
Was he even
understand.
active today? I didn't even get to see the active list before the game. I didn't even care to look at the active list before the game. Why? I was driving 4.5 hours. I had to wake up at the ass crack of dawn today. Okay. 5:30 in the morning to get all the way back to Kentucky to be able to sit down and torture myself for 4 hours.
Our boy
team
Ron with the five bomb.
Oh my God.
He says, "Well, it's time to sell my Christmas Day tickets." Ron, I'm sorry, buddy. Man, that sucks. And you're also going to have to take a loss on those too. I'm sure you're
Yeah,
going to have to
Ron,
give them
you
away.
waited too long, buddy. You're going to get about $25. I don't know if you'll get that either.
I mean, how ridiculous. Like back at the beginning of the season, if someone told you don't buy tickets for the Christmas Day game because the Chiefs, they're going to be completely eliminated from the playoffs and Patrick Mahomes is going to be hurt for a year, what would you have said? Like, oh, boy, you wish.
You don't believe it, but I mean, come on. If you really look back on it, we've had a great run. I'm not saying, when I say we've had a great run, just because I use the word had, I don't think that there's continually not going to be something.
Absolutely
This team's
not.
going to retool and be right back in it next year.
If this
There's
team,
no way
if
they're
this
not.
team repeated this season again next year, I will be
Then you'd be
extremely
concerned.
surprised. I'll be
Right.
surprised too. Yeah.
But as long as Mahomes, maybe he misses the last few games, he gets healthy in the offseason, he's good to go next year. We don't have no problems with that. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna compete, but the problem is competing's not enough. We're now at the level where we're Chiefs football. We have to uphold Dynasty, and I think you have to look at it like that. You always want to better yourself in life. You never want to just get stagnant. You never want to say, "Oh, well, I had a little bit of success, so now I'll just slack and go back to mediocrity." Nobody wants that, and that don't mean
Right.
you're being ungrateful either. It just means now you've got a new standard built, and that's a good thing.
Agreed. Guys, if you're pissed off, if you're upset, if you just think it's funny at this point, do us a favor, hit that like button. Help this get out to more people. Let's talk about it a little bit. But yeah, Ron, that sucks, brother. John Hale, been a member for 16 months now, says now it's time to begin the rebuild. RG3 sees what this dumbass old man has seen and been saying for weeks now. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. In the last video we talked about it, RG3 said that they have to get some more energy on the offense, whether it's faster pace, no huddles, whatever it is. They have to switch something up. The fact that not only has this offense been so stagnant, Mike, but I think you see that in their approach. There was even a point in this game where we took a delay of game penalty in a critical situation that could have put us out of field goal range.
Yeah.
There's no sense of urgency with this offense. There hasn't been all season long, down to the very end. Literally, they just look like they're forced to be there. It's been bad. So something got to change, John. We got Perry, been a member for 19 months now, says staff has cost them this year and more. ACL may mean no 15 next year. That's the biggest story from this. We all kind of knew the Chiefs weren't going to make the playoffs, right? But we weren't expecting Patrick Mahomes to maybe miss a chunk of next season. And that's a real possibility at this point.
Well,
So
yeah,
not
it's a
only
big possibility.
not only did you effectively bone yourself, Andy Reid, for this entire season, but you may have screwed yourself for half of next year.
Right. So about 10 minutes ago, this happened. Here we go. Ian Rappaport said Mahomes suffered a left knee injury late in the loss to the Chargers. We'll have an MRI. That was what Andy Reid said determined this the severity. The coach, Andy Reid, said it did not look good, and given where Casey is in the season, extreme caution will be used. He said it didn't look good. He's got to do an MRI. Steve, we said before we come on that's all Andy's going to say. But the fact that he added it didn't look good.
Well, I mean, it
Kinda
did
scares
look
me
good.
just a little
I
bit.
said that right when I watched it. First of all, when Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, he's that guy that wants to just like make a point. Like I'm going tough. I'm get up. I'm going to go. He's not going to play it up. Nothing like that, dude. He was hurt.
Right.
It was
Well,
100%.
look,
like
I got this.
kind of like when he dislocated his knee that one
Yeah.
time. That's what it reminded me of.
Here's some video of him coming back to the locker room. You can hear it. Watch this. It's just not good, man. Like he's in pain. He's got that thing on his head, his towel, bro. He's just
Yeah, dude.
This
His
don't
knee's
look
jacked
good.
up. His knee's jacked up. I mean, if you just watched the play and watch how his knee was hyperextended, you knew something bad happened.
Well, look, here's the reality. This is a professional organization. They probably got an MRI machine on hand. Okay. I would say within the next 10, 20 minutes, they probably already have this guy in the machine. He's probably already been in it. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to MRI that thing. They're going to know here. Now, are we all going to know? Who knows? I don't know if it'll drop tonight. It could. I've seen several times that you'll get a noon slate of games, and by the end of the night, they come through and say, blah, blah, blah is out for the season. Blah, blah, blah. The MRI's not, you know what I mean? So
Right.
they could. There's a lot of time left in the day. But, bro, I bet you everybody in one Arrowhead Drive knows what's going on with Patrick Mahomes before 5 p.m., 4 p.m. y'all's time. So it's crazy to think about, like, our entire next season is now hinging on something. We went so bad this year, we've now screwed next year up.
Right.
That's how
dude.
bad it's been.
We got in debt. We got in
yeah,
sucked
we're in
debt,
debt, bro. Are we going to get out of it? We got to get a new job.
Yeah, no kidding. Timmy B, with been a member for 5 months now, says, why in the hell have we ran on second and short all year? We have the cheat code for third and fourth short. Take advantage of it. I think you meant to say second and long, because honestly, they do that regardless. If it's second down, 9 out of 10 times we're running the football. Mike, there are several times today, and I even posted on X too. I was just like, we have got to eliminate the run from second and long out of the playbook. It's put us in bad situations for years. Like, especially if you're going to run on second down, don't hand the ball to Isaiah Pacheco, because there's an 85% chance he's going to run straight into the back of an offensive lineman and fall down, and then you're looking at third and long. And that's exactly what we watched today. Just terrible coaching, terrible, predictable, awful, shitty offense. There's no other way to put it. Just absolutely atrocious. And that's coming from an Andy Reid offense that's supposed to be so freaking great. It's just mind-boggling, you know?
How wild is it that we heard days ago that somebody reported it? I don't remember who it was at this point. I was out and about. I don't remember. I can't remember yesterday. But to be honest, they were saying Pacheco's not part of the plan for 2026. It's just not going to be there. And then we come out and he gets every significant carry today. Like, he's
Right.
literally just cleat marks and bruises up the back of all of our offensive linemen. Like, these dudes, usually you have an offensive lineman after the game, Steve, like the front of you hurts. You're getting punched all day. You're
Right.
doing things up front. When you have Pacheco in the backfield, it's your backside, dude. You got to go, like, ice
Yeah.
your ass.
Mike, I didn't plan on spending a whole lot of time on Isaiah Pacheco today, and I'm still not going to, but I will say this. I like Isaiah Pacheco as a person. The story is immaculate. What he was able to come in, the energy he brought to the team, the energy he brings to the team every game. Absolutely love it. Love his attitude. He's not a good running back. He's a 7th-round running back that we got lucky that was serviceable on a really good team. That's what it is. Isaiah Pacheco has no place in Kansas City after this season, and I think we saw the last of him. Just the way I see it.
Probably. I mean, that's what we've been saying.
Daniel with a 10 bomb says the coaches made no serious adjustments. 0. If there are no coaching changes / adjustments next year, it's going to be even worse. I want them to be serious and sign Brees and draft a D lineman. So, I mean, they're going to have to do a lot of things different. And I think that as bad as this season went, I mean, it could have gone any worse. I mean, honestly, could have gone any worse. Like, all the way down until the last few minutes of the game, it just kept getting worse to the point of Patrick Mahomes getting hurt. And then, Minshew, who honestly, I thought when he came in the game, like, oh, well, they'll at least go to overtime, throws an interception to end the season. That was 2 interceptions in the last 6 minutes of the game. Where we could have just tied the game, and it's like, nah, F it, we're done. Just give the ball to the other team so we can go home and go to Cancun or whatever. But, dude, just overall, like, as bad as the season's been, There is no way that the Chiefs organization, from the tippity top to the freaking water boy at the very bottom, has to do some self-reflection. And I think everyone holds a piece of this pie. Everyone's accountable. And I think they have to look at serious changes at all levels of the Chiefs organization. Obviously, like I said earlier, you have those people that, your key pieces that are going to be here, but there's a lot of it. And I mean, a lot of it that needs to go.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, your number one thing, and I don't know if it even helps. Look, we just don't know if it helps. You got to get a new offensive coordinator. But at the same time, nobody really knows what Matt Nagy does besides stand there with his bald head and relay the play that Andy Reid wants. Other than that, nobody really knows. Like, we've all settled on the fact that he just doesn't challenge him enough. He's a little too buddy-buddy. He's the opposite of Bieniemy. Look, the only way you solve this problem is, I think, in the offseason, you got to fire Matt Nagy, and you got to try to get Bieniemy back as your offensive coordinator. That's the only way we're going to know definitively if it was Nagy or Bieniemy. Okay? Now, will they do that? I don't know. Bieniemy is the running backs coach over in Chicago. They've had a pretty good season. The running backs are doing well. He may be able to get another job somewhere else, but if he doesn't, bring him back. We love to bring people back. Just bring them back, see if it works.
Well, my thing is, it's been like an ongoing conversation for years now. Oh, Nagy sucks, bring Bieniemy back, blah, blah, blah. Right. And then, like you said, how do you even know? How do you even know? Like, and we
don't
really
know.
don't.
Nobody's in the room with him.
The only way you would know is if you bring in some fresh blood and see what happens, right? And by bringing someone fresh, I mean someone that you know is a good offensive coordinator. Make a good hire of someone that you know is good and just see how it goes, right? But it's hard to determine.
Don't hire Doug Peterson or Mike Kafka.
Well, you don't want to go backwards. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, quit doing that.
In Kansas City, Andy Reid has had 3 offensive coordinators. He had Doug Peterson, Matt Nagy, and Eric Bieniemy. That's it, right? So, I mean, to blame Matt Nagy, sure, I think it's a reasonable argument because this is the worst we've seen the offense by far under any of those guys. That's literally 15 years of football. Well, I mean, honestly, 12 years of football.
It's not that they looked bad, Steve. It's that they looked lost.
Bad.
This game was pathetic. It looked like a literal, like a 12U football team out there playing that team today.
Brother. Bad. Real bad. Appreciate the 10, brother. Little Cam, been a member for 5 months now, says on to spring football. Call is a law, Battlehawks. That's sad, ain't it? Though I'll still root for Minshew. He's just way more risky down the field than Mahomes. Yeah, man, I thought that Minshew might come in, sling the ball around a little bit, get us in field goal range at least, and go to overtime. But, I mean, I think the writing was on the wall at that point. And I think, like, once Mahomes went down with the injury, it was just kind of a wrap, right? Like, nobody even gave a shit anymore,
Look, I was going to say Matt Nagy. I'm still on him. Minshew comes in. He hasn't thrown a ball in the regular season all year, not even taken a snap probably that was meaningful. I think he did take some snaps and hand the ball off a few times. But he's never thrown a pass until today. And he comes out and they have him throw 3 in a row while you're in field goal range. You don't even want to tickle the run game just for a second and just take the time out, let Butker come out, put it in overtime. You're not even gonna consider that. You're just gonna have Minshew come off the bench cold as ice.
Right.
And just sling it. What in the hell is happening with his coaching staff? Did Andy go to bed one day and wake up without his brain? Did he leave his brain on the pillow? Like, what do you do?
Well, I think effectively you saw the team give up. And like I said, any kind of hope that anyone had, I think, was absolutely just squashed in the first half of that football game. The Chiefs, they looked like they were playing a decent football game, but at every turn, something went wrong, mainly officiating in the first half. And I know a lot of people's going to be like, oh, Chiefs fans can't complain about the refs and blah, blah, blah. Dude, anybody with any common sense saw what was going on in the first half. You just saw it. They were going to make a point to keep that a football game. That could have been 28-3 at halftime. But they literally kept the the Chargers in the game. I mean, it was pretty obvious. I think everybody then kind of saw the writing on the wall. Like, okay, they're going to make sure that the Chiefs don't get any further than this, and it's just a wrap. And I think even the team kind of gave up after halftime. And then obviously in the fourth quarter, everybody gave up. And even the coaching staff, after Mahomes went down, they didn't care what happened at that point. I mean, obviously.
Hey, boy, they've been throwing darts at a dartboard all year trying to find a play. And it's just it's not working. And look, I don't know. Like I said, I'm
Well,
not
they
gonna
must
blame
be really good at darts because they hit the
Right.
same spot over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
Well, they're a little to the left every time, it's just one of those things. But like I said, I don't blame everything on the officials. Now, again, here's what I'll say. Officiating dictates momentum. And again, when Mahomes throws deep and they've got Worthy in a bear hug, and then he throws up the sideline and he's got Worthy in a bear hug, and you've got Trent Green, who was an ex-Chiefs player, and you've got Kevin Harlan on here, and they're saying, well, he should have acted better. Why did he need to act?
That's
The
crazy.
dude got bear
That's
hugged. He
crazy.
couldn't go back to the ball. Like, you
Yeah.
don't need to act. How about you get the NFL official to make the correct call? Like, don't
Right.
tell the player to act better.
Exactly.
we
That's
thinking?
the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And that ref was 2 feet away from them.
This is
2
how
feet
bad
away.
the NFL has become, that you've got two polar opposites. You've got people telling players they need to act better to get a penalty drawn, an obvious penalty. And then on the other side, they're just going on there every 5 minutes trying to act like the Chiefs get every call. And they've convinced all of America that the Chiefs get all the calls, and this whole dynasty's for that. But yet I dare anyone to go to Google right now and put which NFL team's been penalized the most since 2015, the past decade, bro. And the Chiefs are going to be number one at that list, right in the middle of our dynasty.
Right.
So suck on that and learn something today.
Suck it. Chief KT with the 2 bombs says trade Chris and McDuffie and start the rebuild. I think you go ahead and you keep Jones. That contract's massive. I think you keep Jones there. Let's get this straight real quick. A lot of people down on Chris Jones this year. I honestly think that you have no argument. The only argument you have is, well, he didn't get many sacks. There's a lot of different reasons for that. Chris Jones is still Chris Jones. Yes, getting a little bit older. He might not be as dominant as he was. Keep him there. You absolutely have to have him there, especially with a struggling defensive line. But you do have to start building around him. That's something that we have to figure out, right? We'll get Omar Norman Lott back. Shout out Ashton Gelati, the only player that showed up to play football today, by the way.
He looked good.
That kid's going to be good. So, I mean, we see some positive things going forward there. The defense as a whole, yes, they've been a little lackluster this season on third down and other situations. But honestly, the defense had no hand in this entire shit season. They didn't.
Defense played well.
Every game,
Even
we
today,
lost
the
because
defense
our
played well.
offense sucked. Every game, we lost because our offense absolutely sucked ass.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Everyone.
even the times the defense would, like even the first game to the Chargers in Brazil, Chris Jones made that inside move and Herbert gets out, and he picks up the first down.
Still.
But look, a lot of times our defense were in the final stages of the game. They were more of a hindrance than a help to Mahomes. They couldn't get the ball back for him. But you shouldn't be in that situation if the offense would just go score some points. And like we were so anemic, like we're barely putting up 20 in half of these games, and it looked horrible, and it's always looked horrible. And they've got to figure it out. They really do. But I think most of the defense, I'm with you. I think Trent McDuffie got injured at the wrong time in his life, okay? Because all the past 2 weeks has shown is that the Chiefs are pretty serviceable without Trent McDuffie on the field. So why pay the dude a massive contract? We didn't look all that bad today. Even the Noel Williams, the big play he led up to the kid on the sideline, I don't think he caught the ball. I think the ball hit the ground and moved.
Dude, they didn't catch
And
either
they
of those.
allowed that to happen.
They effectively scored a touchdown without catching a football. Did you
Exactly.
notice that drive was insane?
Dude,
That's
that
what I
ball
was
totally
saying.
moved.
Like they were going to make sure that the Chargers were in that football game. They didn't even have to catch the ball on an entire drive and scored a touchdown.
incredible.
Insanity. Incredible.
I will say,
I've never
look,
seen nothing quite like it.
He did catch the one in the end zone.
No, he didn't.
But I thought he got it with his
No, he
legs.
didn't.
I
He
thought it
never
was
had
just
control of that.
miraculous.
He never had control of that football.
Well, because he did fall out of bounds. So if
Yeah.
the ball is essentially
Exactly.
moving even down to his leg.
It was not a catch. No, the other one wasn't either, dude.
Wow,
Neither of
yeah,
them were.
I remember the first one where it hits the ground. So I was like, dude, that's wild. Like, what is
Crazy.
going on?
And they didn't even review it. They were just like, yeah, it's confirmed. Keep going.
It's cool.
Like,
Go ahead.
insanity, bro. Like I said, we all saw the agenda.
The officials didn't even want to kick out Tony Jefferson after he come in with a missile head-to-head shot.
Well, why would they? Because you set a precedent last week by everybody pumping up Jalen Petrie for doing the same damn thing. You pumped it up and made it the coolest thing on the internet. And then someone else does it, and all of a sudden, let's kick them out of the game.
Bro, and people online
like-
were still saying that was soft. That was a legal hit because it was on a Chiefs player.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude.
This
Both-
is how the world's got
helmet
to
to
the
helmet.
Chiefs. And
Yeah.
look, when the whole world is that down on the Chiefs and want to see the Chiefs downfall, do not tell me that the NFL, that is a business wanting to sell tickets, is going to appease their fan base.
We saw it in the first half.
We've
We
seen
saw
it this year. Steve, I called it, and it happened to a T. I said they were going to screw us this year.
Yeah.
And it has been every
Look,
week.
and that is no excuse for the Chiefs to suck. The Chiefs
not.
deserve
It's not an
everything they've got
excuse.
this year, but that was definitely a factor.
It's a
And
factor.
anyone who says it's not is lying to your damn face. They're just trying to take the high road.
If for anything else, exactly what I said. It's a momentum thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Penalties influence momentum.
Yep, Tiger Atlas been a member for 24 months now. Says one good drive to open the game, and Andy defaults to 3-lane passes and out strategy. Fitting end. Yeah, I mean, nothing changed. That's one thing you could say about Andy Reid. Consistently sucked ass this year. Refuse to change. He did for one game, Mike, and they went out there
game.
and put one on the Colts. Like
In
it's wild.
overtimes. They didn't put it on them. But
No, not like that. But I'm just saying they like actually played a physical football game, hit them in the mouth. Like that,
Yeah,
that was it.
I'll
That was
say
the
that
only
too.
game. Nick with the 10 bomb says, "How about that blatant miss holding call on Karlaftis?" Yeah, I saw that too. At the end of the second half, that gave the Chargers a touchdown. Oh, you talking about the one where the guy didn't catch the football, right? Yeah. Shouldn't have left the game up to the refs, but still disappointing. Well, I mean, that was the weird thing about today's game. I'll say this. They didn't leave a game up to the refs today. The refs did all their dirty work in the first half, kept the Chargers in the game. The second half of the game was the Chiefs just gave up. I mean, end of story. I mean, it was easy to watch. If you
Isn't
go
that
back,
essentially, though, what the NFL knows? The
Yeah.
Chiefs have been a bad second half team, so they know if they can keep the team in the first half, the Chiefs are going to falter on their own, and we've seen
Look,
it all year long.
I challenge anyone listening, watching, whatever right now, go back and rewatch that game and tell me that the whole first half wasn't dictated by referees. The whole first half wasn't the refs keeping the Chargers in the game, and then the second half wasn't the Chiefs just throwing in the towel. Because that
It's
was
shooting themselves in the
exactly
foot like they
what
always do.
happened. That is exactly
Yeah.
what happened. Yeah, man, appreciate the 10, Nick. Joshua Vasquez with the 5 says, "Well, boys, we got the 14th pick next year of the draft, so let's tank. We better not see no starters next game." No one should be playing these last few games. No one. Just, I mean, keep the younger guys in there, let them get some reps, but no.
I mean, you got to play some
I-
veterans. You don't have enough players.
I go ahead and just
But
let Kelsey retire now and go ahead and just
I
bring
don't-
somebody up from the practice
yeah,
squad.
I don't know if I want to play. I mean, the players may want to play for personal reasons, incentives, whatever. But look, if I'm like Creed Humphrey, the best center in the game, I don't know if I want to play these last three and take an injury like Mahomes, maybe something, just a meaningless thing. It's almost become the preseason at this point. We're playing preseason part 2.
Look, guys, just completely candid before this live stream, me and Mike actually had the conversation like, hey, no one's going to give a shit about these last few games of the season. And I mean, we don't care. We could care less. So how are we supposed to keep people interested in Chiefs football for the next month? Like
Especially
that's
when Christmas
insane.
is going on and
Yeah,
you've got
dude.
all this stuff to do now. Now you have no time for it.
None.
Well, let's hope.
None, brother.
Y'all better do something or I'm going to be homeless. I appreciate y'all. Come on down.
Appreciate y'all being here supporting us today. Do your best to keep doing so, baby. Let's go. And right on cue, we got our boy Angry Drunken German with the 5 gifted memberships. Let's freaking
Appreciate you,
go,
brother.
baby. Appreciate you. If you got one of those, thank him in the chat.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve, we get a lot of shit done, and we're usually starting at the end of February because we're going to the Super Bowl. That's what we've been doing for the
Well,
last.
we might go like perfect on the draft this year.
Yeah, we get this much more time to spend on the draft. Boy, I'm going to tell you what they're. I'm going to tell you who the first time they made out with somebody. I'm going to tell you what they ate the first day of school.
Yep.
I'll have all kinds of info this year.
Yep.
Maybe not. I might just go on vacation. I might go to Cancun with them. and Just take a break.
Const Pegasus with the 5 bomb says all NFL dynasties end. Look at Dallas and Pittsburgh. You're lucky you had one in the first place. I'm a Chargers fan. Keep your heads up.
I don't think the dynasty's over.
not over, brother. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are really hoping that, but I don't think that anyone really thinks that Patrick Mahomes and even Andy Reid after this suck-ass season are just going to disappear into oblivion and never do anything anymore. Like that's crazy talk.
Right. Especially with
Like,
them being in the early 30s.
Y'all do realize like everything that could have possibly gone wrong for the Chiefs went wrong this year, and they still had a chance to make the playoffs until today. That should tell you something.
Like, isn't Mahomes in this dynasty, and they keep wanting to call us a baby dynasty, like a fake,
Which is
it makes no
crazy.
sense. Because
Yeah.
Brady and them are getting judged on Brady's entire 20-year run.
Bro, you
But
can't
we're
have a
only
conversation with those idiots,
But listen,
bro.
we're only 8 years in, and we've done everything they've done. including missed the playoffs right in the middle of it.
Right. It's exact carbon copy at this point.
They had a 10-year drought between championships, and then he still come out and won 3 more.
You can't talk sense into Patriots homers, by the way. That's impossible. Like if you take it down from the dynasty thing and just take it all the way down to Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady, what have they said after this season? Never put him in the same conversation with Tom Brady ever again. He's going to have to go. Brother, up until 8, Patrick Mahomes has only played 8 seasons. He only started 8 seasons, right? So that's all you can go by. And if you go by that, Patrick Mahomes beats Tom Brady in every damn category statistically. Every one of them. Every freaking one of them has the same amount of rings, and he also went to 2 other Super Bowls that Tom Brady didn't get to. Like, what are you talking about? Just shut up and let it play out, you know? Just let it play out. But yeah, man, I don't think the Chiefs are going anywhere. Appreciate the 5 round.
Everybody's wanting to dunk on the Chiefs. Everybody smells blood in the water. They're just all hoping. They're wishing. You know.
Oh yeah.
I will be very surprised if you look. Well, I already know. We've seen events take place in the world this past year that have been atrocious that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. But boy, our worst enemies didn't care. And I'll tell you this.
Right.
There'll be people celebrating Patrick Mahomes being injured today too. Like I guarantee you're going to see that a crap ton.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the world we live in.
He deserved it. He always
Yeah, exactly. Like we're going to get this. The world's just shit, okay?
Yeah.
The aliens can't get here quick enough. And I hope they can play running back. I hope they can play running back.
I'll take Jesus over the aliens, brother. Let's go. Melinda, with been a member for 3 months now, says, sadly, if it were to be an ACL, we don't know if Mahomes will be the same after. Aaron Rodgers failed to have extra protection back there despite
Aaron
the patchwork
Rodgers.
plan.
That's Andy Reid. You quit
Andy
talking
Reid.
about Aaron Rodgers on
Why did I think? I thought we were talking about quarterback still. I was in the quarterback mode.
I knew you were going to do it when I said it was about a quarterback. Well, honestly, Aaron Rodgers. Well, look, I'm glad you brought up Rodgers because didn't Green Bay kind of do what the Chiefs are starting to do with Mahomes, with Rodgers?
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, we've had that conversation before.
And it's caused Rodgers to want to get out of there. Like, I'm afraid that Mahomes is going to look back here in a year or two and be like, is this team really let me down this much because they will not do? Like, he's took the most team-friendly deal you could ever ask for, and he fixes it every offseason to give the team more money.
And he's going to do it again this offseason.
And he'll do it again this year.
He's going to be in a wheelchair with a busted knee, taking less money for people that won't help him.
So Brett Veach can go out and squander it away on another offensive guard or a middle linebacker that doesn't do much.
A cornerback that won't play next year. You know, something stupid.
Jeez,
you can bet on it. Casey Lion Squad with a 2 says predictable offense under center, run, shotgun throw. Just predictable across the board, brother. You don't even
how would you feel? Yeah. And it goes with this predictable offense. How would you feel if Andy Reid stopped calling plays and Andy Reid just says I retire tomorrow, and then they just promote Matt Nagy to head coach? What do you think people in Kansas City is going to do then? We'll just let Matt Nagy come up and be head coach and keep the play calling. Don't think that wouldn't be in their plans if Andy had something to do with it. Dude, people would riot.
No, brother. Honestly, I don't even think it wouldn't be any different than what it is now. I mean, you're gonna get more of the same.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to gut that offense. You got to gut that offensive coaching staff. You have to gut them.
I think
Clark Hunt, if you're watching this, put the heat on Brett, and Brett, take that heat and give it to the offense. Go ahead, get rid of all them coaches, all of them. Keep Andy if you want.
As if Clark's watching. Clark, you multi-billionaire, suave-looking fella. If you're out there and you want to spend some money this offseason, give it to us first.
Well,
let us do something with it.
If he's smart, he would be watching stuff like this, you know, because as a business owner, when things aren't going right and things are bad, what do? You kind of rely on your customers or your base, right? So maybe he should want to hear what we have to say about it. And sometimes you're kind of blind when you're in those positions because you know those people, you have relationships with those people.
You hit the nail on the head with he's a business owner. Something tells me that this is chapping his ass a little bit.
Oh yeah. Hey, Clark's
will he do it? Will he do it? That's
if he has any balls in his sack, he will do something. That's all I got to say.
Oh no, you done made Martha turn it off.
Sorry, Martha. Not talking about sacks and dingles. Drew Swaggy with the 2 bomb says Andy's done if it's an ACL tear. Offense was awful. Brother, I'm just saying, like, Andy is officially on the hot seat. Do you get rid of Andy Reid after what he's done over the last 12, 13 years? You don't. Even after a bad season, you don't. But he literally put his own big fat ass in that hot seat today.
Well, look, so you're
110%.
So you're saying what? He's not on the hot seat, but what? You're going to give him one more year? If
He's
he
on
misses
the hot
playoffs
seat.
again
Screw
next
up,
year, he's done?
screw up one more thing, Andy Reid. Screw up one more thing. It's kind of like when your kids are on the thin ice. You know, you give them the look. It's like, one more time. One more, and your ass is grass. That's Andy Reid right now, brother.
So again, one more season then?
That's what I said. Like, you got to see what happens next year, but he cannot afford another bullshit season. There's no way. Then you fire him in a heartbeat. But I think you have to give him some kind of grace right now because of what he's done over the last 13 years.
Well, I mean, a lot of people use the thing like, hey, nobody wants to come to Kansas City. Look at the last time. We had to hire Romeo Crennel. We've had to hire Todd Haley. Bro, none of those people had a Patrick Mahomes. I think coaches would be knocking down the door to get in Kansas City to coach Patrick Mahomes and have a chance of that for the next decade.
Dude, I mean,
more Super Bowl rings.
You're going to solidify your own legacy. You're going to solidify yourself. Like, I mean, all you got to do is come in here and get Patrick Mahomes back to being Patrick Mahomes, open up that offense, and you're going to win.
If there's a coaching vacancy, big-time head coaches would very much consider coming to a dynasty.
Yeah, they would.
Bro, they'd be lining up.
Yep. Our girl Nikki in the house, been a member for 27 freaking months. Let's go. Says winter is here, but the Chiefs will be back. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest misconception from this shithole of a season, honestly, is that the Chiefs are done. The Chiefs are done this season now, effectively, but they're not done. Like, that's just like, I'm sure when Tom Brady missed the playoffs or when the Patriots didn't win a Super Bowl for the first time in a bit or didn't compete for one, they had a 10-year gap between Super Bowl wins, guys. Let's think about that for a second. A 10-year gap. Sometime throughout that 10 years, everyone said the same thing, like, oh, they're done. Thank God. Thank God they're done. You know? And it's just, they're not done. Patrick Mahomes is arguably the best quarterback to ever play in the NFL. This season, did he look like trash? Sure, at times. The whole entire offense did. It's not just Mahomes. It was a lot of the scheme. It was a lot of everything. But you can't count them out at this point. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. Bucket Bob, what's up, guys? Said, y'all been a member for 8 months. Let's freaking go. This is a blessing in disguise. If we had made the playoffs, we wouldn't be able to clean house like we need to be on the coaching staff. Yeah, Bob, if this is you, I know that you said you've ran into Joe Blameyer a couple times, maybe at the dog park or something. Let him know that we'll buy his bus ticket. Like, everybody got to go. If you're on that offensive coaching staff, you got to go. You just got to go.
Dude, I'm looking at stuff. I'm trying to find more stuff on Mahomes. We've got some internet doctors out here, so you don't know how to take it.
Yeah.
You don't know how to take it. But
a
few
they're
of them
not
are
going to know
saying
until they see something.
Right. And they're not in the room. But a lot of them are saying, hey, the way that looks, it looks like that could be possible. Ligament damage, let's hope not. Somebody says it looks like it could be a left knee sprain with maybe just a hyperextension. So
yeah,
that's
but
a good one too. I'll take the knee sprain, and he's sore for a few months or whatever, but probably not even that long. But he's not missing. Like, I don't think you want Mahomes to have to go through that. But look, even if it comes to that, Tom Brady dealt with that in his career too, and he come back and had a long, good career too. So again, don't dance on the grave too early.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I would say to all the haters. Like, y'all can have your victory lap. Y'all can go masturbate about this whole season a couple times, get your wax in, whatever you want to do. But it's just don't count them out. Don't do it. You're going to be very, very disappointed. Cold So Duh with the 5 bomb says it's imperative the trenches on both sides get fixed. Agreed. I do think the offensive line was heading in the right direction before all the injuries and all the chaos. I do. And honestly, I saw some positive things from when the chaos did ensue because, Jalen Moore, good tackle. Asa Pole, good tackle. Chu Godric gave us some meaningful snaps today that were decent. Like, I think the offensive line as a whole, I think, is heading in the right direction. I mean, obviously, we'll be getting back Josh Simmons next year and stuff like that. So the defensive line, though, Mike, you've been screaming it since last offseason. Got to do something there. So we did see a hell of an improvement from Ashton Gelati, which we said you would. We said the further the season goes on, the better that kid's going to get. He's a damn good football player. You saw that today. Omar Norman Lott, I also think is a damn good football player. Didn't get much of a chance this season. Do you think when he comes back from his injury that we see them going back to trying to make him Derek Nottie Part 2, which, by the way, sucked ass today? Or do you think they let him do his own thing? And how else do you think they might try to add to this defensive line?
Well, look, it makes no sense to know that you needed a pass rush. Again, everybody.
Sit at the trade deadline, brother.
Every single person at the beginning of the year was so concerned that the Chiefs weren't going to be able to stop the run. The Chiefs weren't concerned about it because they let Mike Pennell hit the bricks. And then they went out and give some crap for Derek Nottie. Even though he's in the game, he ain't doing nothing. He never does anything. So you give up draft picks to bring him over, and he doesn't do nothing all year. Surprise, surprise. But then we've needed pass rush all year. And you took a guy that had a 19% win rate, the highest in college ever for a defensive lineman, and you tried to put 30 pounds on the kid and got him injured. What sense did that make? This has been questionable across the board. That's why I say every coach has to be held accountable at this point.
Absolutely.
It's absurd. Not even the fact that, guess what? We only have 6 draft picks this year. We got a first, a second, a third, a fourth, and 2 fifths. We don't have a 6th or a 7th because where'd those go? That went to Joshua Uche, who got to play 80-some snaps, and they wouldn't play him. That went to Cam Thomas from the Cardinals. No, actually didn't go to Cam Thomas. I take that back. It went to Peyton Hendershot.
Oh,
went
yeah.
to Peyton Hendershot.
Even better.
80 snaps, most of them on special teams. Dude, that's what I'm saying. You're giving up draft picks for players that your coaching staff only gives 80 snaps in a whole season? So it doesn't make any sense. I think you just screwed that up across the board. You've lost the draft picks, and the people's like, well, 6 and 7s don't matter. They absolutely do. That's what works the draft board. It works the draft board, and we've got so many holes to fill. We're already $40 million over the cap. If you watched any of the video, I put out a video, I think it was Wednesday. I told you we're 40 over the cap starting. Like, somebody's got to go. Drew Tranquil's probably gone. I thought he looked decent today, but he's probably gone. Shouldn't you have been playing Jeffrey Boss at some point this year so we could see what he looked like?
You would think so.
You could have been playing Noah Williams on the outside all season long.
Yeah. We've been saying it, brother. Everybody knows. Everybody knows except the people that needed to know. It's insane.
Exactly.
Greg Goodwin with the 5 says Andy refuses to change his boring, predictable offense and has wasted 2 years of Mahomes' prime. That's why he should be fired. New blood is needed. Well, I mean, that's my thing, Greg. Appreciate the support, brother. Hope you're doing okay after your car accident and stuff, by the way. Let us know. But, like, that's why I say Andy's on the hot seat. Don't fire Andy this year. You just don't. I think because of 13 years, I think maybe, or 12 that Andy's been here now. Insanity, what he's been able to do for the Chiefs and the Chiefs organization. I mean, we all know as old school Chiefs fans, like, this run that we've been on, completely unprecedented. We could have never dreamed of anything that cool, right? And that's what we have. So you have to give him a little bit of grace. But like I said, he is on the hot seat. Like, I don't mean he's on the hot seat that he might get fired. I just mean that he's firmly put himself on a hot seat. Like, hey, one more time, brother. One more time. I think Andy's going to have to take a good, hard look in the mirror this offseason.
You're saying Andy's like on a watch list. He's like a terrorist watch list. Like, we're not going to come get you yet, but we're watching for you.
No, it's like when you're at the grocery store with your mom and you're just being a little asshole. Yeah. And she finally flips that switch and you're just like, you get the look and you get the, and you're just like, I know if I screw up one more thing,
I'm about to get backhanded across this aisle.
Yeah. Like I might lose a tooth.
Yeah.
Like that is where Andy Reid's at. Like Clark is about to backhand the shit out of him. Okay. Like
he's about to lose a tooth.
Yeah. He's about to lose a tooth. But he's going to have to take a good hard look in the mirror and get an extra wide one and just stare at it real hard and figure out what you need to do to change, because these last 2 years, your offense sucks ass. The league has caught up with you. You're supposed to be an offensive guru. You're supposed to have all the answers. You're supposed to have that secret playbook you're always holding off until the playoffs, that our fans think exist.
I'm glad we didn't dig into that because it's going to come in handy while we're in Cancun.
Right? I'm glad we didn't do that.
People got to get over that shit. That's so stupid.
Yeah. Hey, if anything comes good from the not going to the playoffs this season, maybe that one narrative can go away.
That narrative is squashed, bro.
No, but like I said, he's going to have to really figure out some changes, dude. I think anyone with any kind of self-awareness at all would know, like, hey, what I'm doing is not working. I look like a jackass right now. It's time for me to change. Warpaint, been a member for 13 months now, says, funny how all the Denver fans show up now. You know what you can do. Suck it. Broncos will not make it to the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. The Broncos are not good enough to win.
It's not about the Broncos. Look, here's my thing. Broncos are going to talk crap. Why wouldn't they? They've been holding it in. They've
Victory
had pent up
laps.
aggression for a decade, bro. They haven't got to talk any smack for a decade. They're going to get out here with tissues and jergens all night long. It's going to be a festival.
When the Chiefs finally won the AFC West for the first time in a long time, I think we probably all kind of danced on them a little bit, right? Absolutely.
So it is what it is, but I'll say this, like, get your laughs in this year. I'm glad you had a good Super Bowl. I'm glad you had a good year and carried over. But I still don't think I count this team out going forward.
No. You can't do it. You just can't.
Even if you go through a complete rebuild, you've still got 12 to 15 more years of Patrick Mahomes, depending on how long he wants to play.
Mike, are you sure you have heat in your house, boy? You're always dressed like you ain't got no heat.
Bro, for one, my headphones, I was so pissed.
I don't care.
Look,
ain't got no
I was
heat.
so pissed. My headphones snapped. So if I don't put the hood on, the headphones fall off. Okay? So there's one reason.
That was
And
today,
number
though.
two,
What's your excuse for always?
because I just like to wear a hoodie and a hat.
You ain't got no
what's the
heat.
Big deal?
I don't know. I was just making fun of a lot of the people in our chat.
Yeah, people always say that to me. It's like, come on, what are y'all?
Showing their age, brother. Showing
Don't
their
show
age.
your age. It's just a hoodie.
Javier Sanchez with the 20 bomb. Let's
Javier.
freaking go, Javier. It says clean house, especially the coaching staff. Sheesh. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else you could say. And I'm sure over the next few weeks, considering we have no meaningful football to play and no one gives a rat's ass how the rest of the season plays out, I think that what we're going to be talking about a lot is what do the Chiefs have to do now? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think
forward?
you just got to go to the transition mode, like you said at this point. Like,
Absolutely.
what's there to analyze every week? Like, who cares what happens versus the Titans? Who cares what happens versus Denver? It would be funny to beat Denver with a bunch of scrubs.
I can tell two things for sure. I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the year in the NFL, but I'll tell you two things that will not happen, and you can mark it down. Might get your big pencil out if you got it available and write this down.
It's not here.
The Eagles will not win the Super Bowl, and the Broncos will not win the Super Bowl. Neither of those teams will win the Super Bowl. Neither of them.
No, I think Denver will get exposed. The Bills won today, right?
Yes, if
beat
Josh
the
Allen
Patriots.
does
And
not
see,
win
the
a ring
Patriots
this
is
year,
another one.
if Josh Allen doesn't win a ring this year, he is complete ass.
Right.
He's toast.
No Burrow, no Lamar, no
Mahomes.
Mahomes. It's like a wide open road for the Bills.
Yeah.
They got all the hallmark magic this year. Let's see if they use it.
Mike, I'm telling you right now, I'm pretty sure you can almost write this down with your big pencil. Josh Allen will F that up too.
He probably will. This is going to be the year of like the freaking Texans versus the
NFC is going to win it. The Rams probably.
What's going to be Rams versus Texans or something like really crappy?
Texans
that
aren't going to
nobody
get
wants
there. The
watch?
Texans aren't good either. Their
I'm just
offense
saying,
is bad.
the whole
Yeah.
AFC is trash, so you can kind of flip a coin.
Isn't
on
that
it.
crazy? A lot of people want to talk about the downfall of the Chiefs. Can we just talk about the downfall of the AFC in general? Because the AFC
Yeah, they're horrible.
ran football for a decade, and they all fell off this season.
We kind of
It's
just
pretty
had a
crazy.
reset in the NFL anyway, because look, like even in the NFC, like it felt like the Lions were going to be good, the Vikings were getting up there, and then like they're all tumbling. The Bucks tumbling.
They suck. Surprise,
So,
surprise.
and now you got like the Seahawks going to the top, like out of nowhere. Like they just
Yeah.
got a new head coach this year. See, what does that tell you? They went from complete scrub with Sam Darnold and getting a new head coach, and here they are. They kill us.
Yeah, they got rid of Pete Carroll too.
But
you know?
we're scared to fire Andy Reid because
respectable
they don't think
coach.
nobody wants to come to KC. What?
What?
Don't
TD
live scared.
Catcher with a 2 bomb. TD Catcher. We could have used you this year. He says, I would trade Jones and McDuffie if Pat is out. Man, I mean, a lot of
This
people
is
will
the
be talking
common
about trading
sentiment.
those two.
I think
Yeah.
McDuffie is a very big possibility.
Now,
I don't think Chris Jones is.
love Trent McDuffie. I think he's a dog. I
I'm not
really
saying-
like McDuffie.
Yeah.
Smart, great kid, great attitude, just a good person in general, phenomenal football player, top 3 corner in football. I don't think we can keep him.
No, he's sitting on a team that doesn't value corners and doesn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't think we can keep
What are
him.
you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? It's either you sign McDuffie and you got a bunch of third stringers at every other hole,
Right.
Or you get rid of McDuffie and you give yourself a chance, because you probably need to get rid of McDuffie for at least 2 to 3 picks if you can get them. Somebody may give you a first-round pick for McDuffie. Somebody late in that first round may do it.
A lot of teams get overly horned about corners.
Yeah.
You saw it with Sauce Gardner and the Colts.
Look, he's going to go.
You seen the Texans pay Derek Stingley a ridiculous amount of money.
He would go to a contender, because the only people that would give a first for McDuffie is going to be from 20 on. He's not getting a top 20 pick. I don't care how good everybody thinks he is. He ain't getting a top 20 pick.
I could see someone like the Eagles or something like that.
I could see somebody like that wants to play ball.
Yep, 100%.
And like, you would have to do it.
KC Lions squad been a member for 4 months now. Says the Chiefs will make the playoffs next season. It's been 11 seasons since we missed the playoffs last. If I had to guess right now, I'd absolutely say that the Chiefs will be back in the mix next year. Like, no doubt about it in my mind.
Yeah. I don't think you guarantee them to win the West or anything, but they're in a playoff contention next year.
This has been such a damn atrocity and so damn ridiculous. I do not think that there's any way that Clark Hunt can allow this to happen.
Whoa. Clark who?
Clark Hunt. Mike, my brother
Did you say
Mike.
Clark Kent?
Yeah, Clark Kent.
Okay.
No, I just don't think there's any
Superman,
way anyone can allow that to happen, honestly. Like, there's no way you can you cannot let this happen 2 years in a row after what you've been able to do. Like, it'd be different if you lost all your players. It'd be different if something crazy had happened. We literally had the same core, the same group, the same standard. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way.
Also, I think that this group is, honestly, I think they're just a little tired. I think they're mentally fatigued. I think they let everybody in the world turn on them years ago, and it's just weighing them down mentally.
Yeah.
I think it's affecting their everyday lives. Look, Brittany Mahomes can't even go on and post a picture of her baby without a bunch of people in the comments being like, your husband makes out with referees.
You're right, yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the world is stupid. Like, they're just dumb. Like, we had an entire, Steve, we didn't even tell people about this. We had an entire YouTube channel for the Houston Texans, put me and Steve's face on their thing trying to get clout off of us. And guess what? They got 0 views.
How do you get 0 views? How do you get 0 freaking views?
Because they're losers and nobody cares, but they try to get clout off of a channel like us. And nobody cared, because nobody cares about you and your own fan base, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Shut up, Texans fans.
What the hell up?
Franchise sucks. Our boy Sam Lofton, been a member for 22 months. His Chiefs season was done after the bye. They need a full offensive philosophy change, and please fire Dave Tobe and the special teams coordinators. Dave Tobe's, I'm okay with that too.
Dave Tobe
I mean, honestly, Mike, they could come out tomorrow and say, we fired every coach on the staff except for Andy Reid and Spags. And I'd be like,
there'd be a lot of people in KC hate that, because they'd probably want Spags and them gone too. I think a lot of people kind of, what do you think the chances? We've got over 1,000 people right now. Can you make a poll? I want to see how many people.
Oh boy, can I make a poll?
Think,
let's do it.
How many people would be, like, how can you word the poll? Something about Andy Reid. I want to know how many people think Andy should stay and go. I'm very curious, because, like we said, I think he should get grace. And I think a lot of people feel he should get grace. But at the same time, he's responsible for all of this coaching staff blunder.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm kind of curious. How would you feel if they did just can him tomorrow? Would you be sad?
I just worded it, would you fire Andy Reid after one bad season?
Okay. Hey, look, and I think, honestly,
Dave
I would
Tobe
answer that.
can go, though,
I would answer that no. But Dave Tobe probably should go.
Yeah, Dave Tobe's an idiot.
He told his players this week that let's just go have fun.
Get out there and have fun, guys. Like, they're a peewee football team. They're not getting paid millions of dollars.
Those assholes went out and got 5 more holding penalties today.
Yeah, terrible.
Josh Williams should have been playing on the defense, playing meaningful snaps in the backfield this year.
Yep.
And instead, he doesn't. And they continue to let him play on special teams, where he obviously struggles because they haven't taught this kid how to block properly in 4 years. That's not even Josh Williams' fault. If they're letting you play on special teams and they haven't even taught you how to properly block, and then they continue to put you on the field, it's not your fault that you're getting penalties anymore.
Dave Tobe don't even know how to block his hand from the Cheeto bag, brother. I don't think he's going to be able to teach anybody how to
he'll
block.
cry about it. Hey, have fun. Just go have
fun, guys. Have fun out there. What an
freaking
idiot.
8U All-Star team?
What an idiot.
Shut up, bro.
What an idiot. Buck and Bob with the 5 says, also don't forget Mahomes has double jointed knees, which most likely means whatever injury it is will be less impactful.
Well, better be.
Boy, Bob, I hope you're right.
Bob, how do you know what his knees look like, buddy?
How do you know? How do you
Don't
know
be
that?
sitting around rubbing knees and looking at his knees.
He's like Stretch Armstrong. You can do whatever you want to him. He'll be fine. He'll snap back into shape.
Look, I hope Pat's good. Like I said,
Yeah.
I didn't expect, even if we would have gotten the play. Look, even if we won the day, this team's so Jekyll and Hyde that it probably lost to the Titans and pissed us off even worse. Okay?
You're
so
right.
I'm
You're right.
worried. Yeah, so we wasn't going to make any noise in the playoffs anyways. Like, you always think you have a shot with Mahomes and Reid, but we were who we thought we were this year. We were failures. This team didn't have any fire, no motivation. The coaches sucked. Okay? Yeah. We wasn't going to make that much noise in the playoffs anyway. At this point, forget the season, forget everything, focus on getting Patrick Mahomes healthy. Like, this dude doesn't deserve it because, of course, his knee give out.
Yes.
This dude's been carrying this team his entire career. His knees are weak.
I wanted to say that real quick before we keep moving on here. Appreciate you, Bob, by the way.
Yeah, appreciate it,
But,
brother.
like, Patrick Mahomes, it's like don't get me wrong. He played bad a lot this season. He had a lot of bad games. He made a lot of bad decisions. You saw it again today. But overall, Patrick Mahomes plays his heart out every game. He's one of the best to ever do it. He's a great kid, complete class act all the time. And I mean, if the worst thing you could say about Mahomes is he got mad after the Buffalo game when they called that on Kadarius Toney, then I'll take that all day, every day. But Pat's awesome, dude, and I think they really need to focus. Maybe that's where you need to reevaluate some things. It's like, do we finally step back and like, how do we do right by Patrick? Because he is literally, we can talk about Andy Reid all day, but Andy Reid had no rings before Patrick Mahomes existed.
Right.
Like Patrick took us to the mountaintop, and Patrick continues to put everyone on his back every week, an entire franchise. And we've let him down tremendously. Like, you all think we're disappointed in how this team played this year? Can you imagine what Patrick Mahomes feels like right now with his broke knee? Like, I hate it for him. Dude, I hate it for him.
Yeah, I don't.
It's an absolute joke.
I don't like what Pat's probably going to go through here, and even mentally. Like, he's, like I said, it's 4:45, 4:40 Central Time. I would guarantee you everybody in that building knows what Patrick's fate is by now.
Somebody does.
Yeah, somebody knows.
Let's just hope it's not that bad.
Is this like a jury thing? Is it like the longer they take, the better, and the faster they come back, you're worried? How's that work?
I think it's going to play out like every other injury we've had this year where it's like, well, we think it's this, but he's going to get a second opinion and blah, blah, blah. It'll be the same crap, right?
Yeah, probably.
Well, here's my thing. Let's just hope that it's nothing major and that he can just recover and just go ahead and end the season, though, regardless. And let's just figure out how to do right by Patrick Mahomes. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all being here. Over 1,000 of you here. Do us a favor. If you're on Facebook or X, can you share it out with your friends, family, followers, whatever it is? If you're here on YouTube, hit that like button for us. It just takes a second. We'd appreciate it a lot. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button, baby. We're the premier Chiefs channel for Chiefs Kingdom worldwide, not just Kansas City. We always like to know where you're from. So if you're new to the channel, get in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We have the ACU crew. You can become a member on YouTube. Go to join.allchiefedup.com. We have like members only live streams, give away like signed jerseys, footballs, all chiefed up merchandise, stuff like that. It's just $5 a month subscription. So go do that. And we also have merch at merch.allchiefedup.com. You can check that store out. Everything's 15% off if you use the promo code Chiefsmas, and that's till the end of the season. But yeah, man, just pretty wild. It's pretty freaking wild how we had to watch this year go down. And I hate it for Pat. Chaos and Order with the 5 bomb says Andy only needs to be fired if he won't change. That's kind of my sentiment there. Like, I know Andy's stubborn, and we know that Andy doesn't like change, but I think that's why I'm saying about he's on the hot seat, because I think it's you're going to have one more chance here. Either you show us that you can adapt to the 2025-26 football season, or you got to go. Matt and David, however,
I can't.
David
take
Tobe
it serious
needs
that
to
we're
go.
calling David, which is the proper name.
Look, David and Matthew, they got to go.
David and Matthew have to get out.
They got to go.
Here's what I'm afraid of, though. I touched on it earlier. I'm afraid, like, what happens? Like, we all want Nagy to go, and I'm not saying he shouldn't.
Brother,
Does it really change much? Andy is the play caller.
Right, but Mike, we've talked about this a million times. They need somebody to switch it up a little bit. I'll
totally
tell you who will end up
get it.
being here. If I had to guess right now, Mike, if I had to guess, this is just a
It's gonna
guess.
be Mike
for me.
Kafka.
Brian Daboll.
Why, man? I don't want that. I don't want none of them.
I don't either. I would rather have Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, he may come back to coach Mahomes.
Well, let's just talk about that for a split second before we keep moving forward. I mean, I think the top candidates, if I had to go off the top of my head, is probably going to be Bieniemy because people talk about him. Daboll.
I would consider Bieniemy back for
I
sure.
think they might want to look at like Clint Kubiak with the Seahawks. They might look at Joe Brady, the Bills offensive coordinator. And then if they want to stay in house, God forbid they do, because it would be an atrocity. But what if they were to go with like Blameyer or somebody? I don't think that's how they should go. They should
no,
go
I don't want that.
outside. Like if I had to pick one off the top of my head, it's always going to be Kingsbury, because I think he'd be able to come in and get the most out of Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just very up in the air.
I mean, what do? You go to college? That
Your
doesn't
mom
usually
goes to
work out
college.
too well. Yeah. That doesn't usually work too well. I mean, Kingsbury did come from coaching some college ball, but
Dude, he's over there in
I
Washington.
mean,
where
Liam
they suck
Cohen,
butt.
He coached at UK for a while. He coached at
Dude,
several schools.
I
Lane
pounded the
Kiffin
table for
did.
Liam Cohen and his weird face.
What
I
about
was
Mike
like,
McDaniel? Would you ever consider Mike McDaniel if they fired him?
I would. The only thing I don't like about
Miami.
McDaniel is that he comes from a Shanarat tree. That's the only thing I don't like.
I
But
do like his philosophy, though.
I
just
do
don't
think
know
that he could. I think that would be a good little like. Because
that
you know
could be
how,
like a headbutt situation, because I don't think they
Yeah.
would get along too well.
I think it would be great. I think it would be fantastic.
It would be fun to watch. We should
I
have a
think
reality show called Andy
I honestly think it could work.
and.
Because
Mike. I mean, that just sounds a
like
little
Andy
weak.
is
I was
like
wanting to go with something better.
Andy's like naturally old man awkward, and then you got Mike Daniel,
Who's young man awkward?
Coach. I don't think that that's going to work. You know, that's what, like that conversation would be great. And I think that maybe we could talk about that. Casey Lion Squad with a 2 bomb says Veach should be on the hot seat too. Shaking my head. I think that anyone in a position of power with the Chiefs organization right now definitely has a little bit of flame under their ass. 100%. Besides Patrick Mahomes, everybody else does. Just end of story. You can't have a generationally good team and let them go to hell in a handbasket and not have some kind of accountability. So I think he's right there too.
Well, I mean, Steve, we talked about it this week. I was throwing around some stuff. I wanted to go back and look at some Veach stuff, and maybe we'll bring this to you guys in a video soon, or maybe a live stream, something. However, it's easier to put together for everybody to understand. But I went digging through a lot of Veach stuff, comparing our dynasty to the Patriots dynasty. And as much as everybody has claimed, look, I'm not an anti-Veach guy. I like Brett Veach. But for everything that everybody says he's like this miracle worker, this draft guru, it's not been as good as you think when you go back and look. It really has not.
Patrick Mahomes hides a lot of things for a lot of people.
Yeah. And if you really look at even how he maneuvers his picks in the draft, it's not as good as you think it is when you get back and start
Right.
looking. It was a dose of reality. Like, I went in thinking, like, look, Brett Veach, masterclass, baby. And you come out just a little bit later, and you're like, what the hell did I just read? Like, it's like you opened up something you didn't want to see. You opened up Pandora's box.
Yeah, I mean, without going back and doing what you did, just off the top of my head, I know that he always takes a shot on some no-name defensive back too early in the draft, almost every year. We could talk Josh Williams. We could talk Jamari Connor, Brian Cook.
Let me
He'll
give you
do
this
that
example.
every year.
This is one example just from the whole thing, and I'm going to try to wrap it up because it's a lot. And it's a lot. If you're not a hardcore fan, you're probably not going to love it. But it was,
You don't love it.
here was one. In the offseason, he gives up money to Trey Smith, a guard. He look, I love Trey Smith, but he overpaid that cat. He overpaid Trey
100%.
Smith, and then Trey Smith gets injured and ain't even in the crunch time that we need here.
Yep.
And I'm not blaming Trey Smith. Again, do not, because I know there's going to be some asshole come in the chat and be like, you're blaming Trey Smith. You don't know ball. No, Trey Smith's good. He was overpaid. You should never pay a guard that much. I don't care who it is. Guards, Caliendo, he stinks. But like you've seen what Kingsley could do. Kingsley went from people wanted to kick him off the team that he slides into a guard, which is his natural position. He had some hiccups, but I think he's developed pretty solidly this year. And I look forward to seeing how Kingsley looks in 2 to 3 years playing that left guard. But anyways, in the offseason, he's giving money to Nick Bolton, who I like Bolton too, but he's a little slow. He gives money to Karlaftis, and he's not
players that are limited, right? Players that are good, but they're limited.
And then he trades Joe Tooney in the offseason. And yes, you had to trade him. You had to save money, you had to do whatever. He gets a 4th round pick. He uses said 4th round pick to move up in the draft to take Noel Williams, in which the coaching staff won't even play. They were forced to play him because Mcduffie goes down injured. You had all season long to get him involved, and you give up the Tooney pick to get him because he was that valuable to you. And all year long, we could have had him and Jalen Watson on the outside when McDuffie playing his natural slot position, and we would not have had to deal with Jamari Connor playing the slot. All year long, you'd have had McDuffie, and it would have been completely fine. That's just one particular blunder here. And I could show you 1,000 examples, and I'm telling you, it's going to open your eyes a little bit.
Right. Well, the way I feel about Brett Veach is I think Brett Veach has done an okay job. I don't think he's as good as people think he is, and I also don't think he's terrible. And Carrie over here on Facebook kind of sums up my sentiment here. Dorsey was actually the mastermind behind the team, the way this team was built. Veach has just been trying to maintain it.
John Dorsey has got a good football mind, but I will say this. He even seen Baker Mayfield, and as bad as they let them down with Mayfield, I think that fell more on the coaches and the scheme, because when he went to the Bucs, he revived his career, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, come on. I get it. Like, Mahomes did come in and turn around a franchise, but he turned it around with Alex Smith. He turned it around with Andy Reid and bringing in a stable little program here. Baker Mayfield had to do it with a bunch of scrubs in Cleveland. Like, did he really have a shot?
Right.
Like, nobody could turn it around in Cleveland. If Shadur does it, they'll build a freaking...
They're going to build a statue to him if he just throws more than 2 touchdowns next season. Greg Goodwin with the 5 bombs says, I think this was Andy's grace year after our awful Super Bowl loss. MRI for my knee next month and maybe 3rd right knee surgery, plus I have whiplash. I hate to hear that, Greg. Hopefully everything goes smooth. Maybe you and Patrick Mahomes can have an MRI together.
Mahomes already... he's already got one. Look, that's crazy. I hope they figure it out, though.
Well, that's the thing. After last year, after the Super Bowl loss, I don't know if you can count this year as Andy's grace year because of the Super Bowl loss. But I will say that the Chiefs team last year was essentially the same team as we had this year. Just the ball bounced their way a lot. Instead of everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Last year it was everything could go right would go right.
I'll say this.
That's the only difference.
I guess to the end of time, I'll say this. The 2025 Chiefs team was more talented than the 2024. But the 2024 team...
They were.
The 2024 team found it in their loins, a will to win when they needed it. And the 2025 team just couldn't do it.
Down in their plums.
That's their difference, man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, get well, Greg. KC Lion Squad with a 2 bomb says Jaguars versus Rams for the Super Bowl. I don't think no way the Jags. Man. If Liam Cohen takes the Jags to the Super Bowl, brother, I'm gonna be mad.
The Jags have been there before.
No, I don't think they ever got to the Super Bowl. They got to the AFC Championship with Mark Brunell, I think.
Are you sure? I thought Brunell got them to the Super Bowl once.
Nah,
maybe I'm wrong.
I think they lost.
Well, they were right there, man.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's bugging me now.
It's when they had the old coach. What was his name? Used to coach at the Giants.
What was that guy's name?
If I would have said something, it'd come to me.
Our girl Brenda with the 5 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. If you got one of those, thank Brenda in the chat. Thanks for
Brenda.
helping. We appreciate you. Chief KT with the 2 bombs said I had a bad feeling after losing all preseason. This team just never had it together this year. I will say that from the get-go, something felt off, and it never changed. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Just something felt off with the team. Like they didn't have any energy, any intensity, any heart, and things were just going terribly wrong. It was like a runaway train that you couldn't do anything to stop.
Look, I don't want to talk bad about anybody. Like, I don't want to allude to anybody being not
we talk
valuable.
bad about a lot of people.
No, but I'm saying I don't want to allude to anybody not being valuable. But let's look back at the two things that happens before the seasons kick off. You have the off season, you've got camp, you've got preseason. The star of camp this year was Thornton. Okay. And he's a good football player. And he made some plays today. But if Tyquan Thornton was the one huge story all camp, it wasn't nothing else. Like, it was literally Thornton. It wasn't Hollywood. Like, we needed some guy like that to step up and be good. Rashee Rice had his days. But then let's go on to preseason. The star of preseason was literally Robert Tonyan. And we didn't even hardly let him play at all. I think he had like 2 catches, one catch all year.
You could say the same
far.
thing for about Thornton. Thornton was playing well even in the beginning of the season, and we just went away from him.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like when you look back and you're like, our big storylines were literally Robert Tonyan. And then last year, who was it? Was it the kid that went back to rugby?
That was a joke.
You knew we were getting blown out in the Super Bowl if we were pumped over the rugby guy.
That's bad.
Look, next year I want somebody to come in and just create all the hype, but I want it to be somebody good. Mahomes just lighting it up. He doesn't throw a completion all camp.
Well, I think the Chiefs, for the first time
An
in a lot of
incompletion
years,
of
need
it.
to make a meaningful offseason acquisition. Mateo the Jayhawk, been a member for 5 months now, says Veach got to be better to help Mahomes during the draft. I think I would, Mike, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But when I think about Veach's failures as a GM, I tend to lean more towards free agency.
Free agency, he bombs a lot.
Because
even Jalen Moore, like it looked like that was going to be a good one, but this dude just hurt all the time.
I mean, he's still decent.
I'm not going to blame him for getting injured, but I mean, he's often
Well, that
injured.
was because the Chargers might be the dirtiest team I've seen play all year. But
They do feel pretty dirty.
they are. They always are. But my thing is like in the draft, like you only can control so much. Like it's a shot in the dark. A lot of the times, even when you're picking good players that should be good, there's no such thing as can't miss picks. A lot of things can go wrong with draft picks. But in free agency, you already have a selection of players that are available. You know what they are. You know where they can help the team. You know how good they are. You know what their weaknesses are. You know what their strengths are. You know what they like to eat for lunch.
Multiple games of film
That's what I'm saying,
in
man.
the league.
And in free agency, Brett Veach, in his entire tenure, has done jack shit. Nothing. I think the best signing he had the entire time was Tyrann Mathieu.
I mean, he missed on the linebacker that he got from
missed on
Dallas
everyone.
that first year.
That was the tone setter right there when they paid Hitchens all that money. Yeah. He sucks in free agency. He does nothing to help the team with players that have proven themselves.
Did he bring in Joe Tooney? Was that Veach or was that Dorsey?
I don't even care.
That may have been the best one, though, right?
Yeah. But he does suck at free agency. Hear ye. Hear ye. Bryant Williamson in the house with the 10 bomb says, I'm just glad the stress is over. Who needed who needed to soft the hell down for
This is
a
we,
season?
bro. Are you drunk?
We needed to soft. Sorry. Yeah. Might be. And gather ourselves anyway. Plus, the more injuries, the more chance I have to interact with players on Christmas row 1. You're still going to go to the game. That's hardcore. That's hardcore.
Hey, man.
Bro, Adam something on Twitter today, he was like, pretty embarrassing how many empty seats there are in Arrowhead. And my response was literally, it's 18 degrees. No one wants to be out there in 18-degree weather to watch us get bent over by the referees. Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
That KY may freeze up, and then you're going to be screwed.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, even if the referees didn't decide to screw us, the team was going to screw us regardless.
The
Like, what do
coaching
you
staff's going to make sure we didn't have any damn fun. You think Matt Nagy and Andy Reid was going to let us have fun today? Hell
no. Those freaking
They
Grinches.
said to top it all off, Mahomes, you going down too. They're just going to take everybody out. Dude, I thought Mahomes was trying to get Rashee Rice just murdered today.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. The most predictable plays, dude. I was watching safety
That's
break
what's
on
getting
those
them
routes
hurt.
before Mahomes could even make the
Yeah.
throw.
Yeah, why do you think he's getting hit
But
so
that's
hard? They know what's
literally-
coming. They know
but
what's
that's
coming.
literally that's a hospital ball Mahomes is throwing right there. Like he's watching the safety break and he's like, "Hey, deal with it."
You
there,
think Rashee Rice watched Mahomes get his knee hurt? Was like,
You remember when you did that to me last year,
I'm just kidding. That's terrible.
dude?
Bob with a 2 bomb says, Google it real quick. Patrick has weird knees.
Bob, quit talking about Pat's knees, bro. It's 6 p.m. Look, wait a second. It's the 14th day of the Lord's year of 2025 at 6 p.m. I'm not Googling Patrick Mahomes' kneecap. Quit. No, I know what you're saying. I think I have not ever heard of that before, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I've heard it. Okay, Buck and Bob told me. I'm going to believe it.
Oh no, they did.
Weird knees.
There is something going on there. I kind of remember that from that knee injury last time. I think there was like a thing about it.
Yeah, like but you got to remember the right knee was what happened last time. This is the left.
Yeah,
so
maybe
now
don't have two weird knees.
Yeah, potentially now he's got some kind of weird injury on both of these knees.
Jeez, Pop's in the house with a 10 bomb. Says, "What about Gruden, Mike?"
Oh, as OC or head coach?
I take him as OC.
I think you're going to fight a little bit. Here's what. He's going to get offered a head coaching job.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and this is who's going to offer him. He's in big with Barstool. Who's Dave Portnoy like? Who's a booster
Patriots.
at Michigan? No, who's a booster at Michigan? Who just fired their head coach?
Okay.
Gruden to Michigan could be a possible watch.
I could see that maybe.
Would Gruden take the Kansas City OC job over a Michigan head coaching job? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he had that whole email scandal, right?
Yeah, well, whatever. Casey Lions squad with a 2 bomb.
Remember anything about it, honestly. I
Draft
just remember it happened.
Draft picks and signing free agency we don't use is crazy. They're free agents we don't use.
Yeah. Well, this year, we all thought Fulton was going to play some.
We
Look,
literally just signed guys to sit on the bench.
Steve, if that guy was so hard up, how come even our doctors are off this year? They couldn't even figure out that Fulton sucked. They couldn't figure out how to get tendonitis out of Jalen Royal's knee. Like, bro, it's called Advil.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I don't know, brother.
Everybody's been
But, I mean, you can kind of lump that in the same thing, too. I think Jalen Royals had enough talent to be able to contribute to this team this year and never saw the football field.
Right, because he had that tendonitis.
Right, and then,
he had that nidus.
Yeah, dude. They refusing to use him. And even if you go last year, we literally signed DeAndre Hopkins, and we didn't even we got him in the offense, but he just played decoy all year long.
Yeah, we traded for him, give up picks, everything.
Pretty crazy. Mateo with the 2 says, yeah, free agency makes more sense. I think free agency is where Brett Veach drops the ball. I think this is where it has to change. Like, if you want to see any positive change for the Chiefs next year, and of course we'll dive way deeper into this over the next few weeks because we're going to have plenty of time on our hands to do so. But just off the top of my head, I think you gut that offensive coaching staff because what a complete letdown. I mean, complete garbage. Get rid of the entire offensive coaching staff. And then I would start looking at free agency, like what can we do to free up money, and then B, to make the moves we need to make with players that we know are good at football. And then we'll talk about the draft.
Yeah, he's not had a lot, and he doesn't have a ton this year of money to spend because of the salary cap. Look, we're not trying to get in a Dodgers situation where you just keep buying championships over and over again. We're not a baseball thing. So we got to deal with the cap.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, you got to deal with the cap.
Unless you're the Philadelphia Eagles.
And he's $40 million above it right now. He's got to get down. He's got to make some cuts. We've already said that you probably got to trade Mcduffie for some picks. You got to get those picks back. You can't afford to re-sign them. You have to, technically he doesn't have to be re-signed this year. He's got one more year under contract. But still, the point of all this is you're going to have to make some cuts. And it's probably going to have to be like Drew Tranquil. It's probably going to have to be Jawan Taylor, which I don't think anybody's going to argue over that, right? But you've got to do that just to get back a little bit of cap. What are you going to sign? Like people, like the cat earlier today told us that he wants him to go sign, the running back. Breece Hall.
Yeah.
You're going to take the limited cap we got and go put it all on Breece Hall, and that's probably still not enough to get him. Like, you've got tons of holes to fill right now. Brett Veach is literally going to have to throw out, if he's got $10 to spend, he's playing that little meme thing where it's like, you got $20, pick your team. That's what Brett Veach has got right now. He's going to have to throw $2 at a tight end, $1 over here to a running back. That's what he does every time.
Yeah. It's insane, man. Appreciate the 2, Mateo. Guys, appreciate y'all being here. Real quick, I want to shout out Zarda for sponsoring today's live stream. If you live in the Blue Springs area or Lenexa, drop into Zarda, check them out. Go get yourself an $11 lunch tomorrow. Make yourself feel a little bit better by being fat and eating some delicious food. Go check it out. You can get the KC takeaway, the Ashton Gelati sandwich. Since he showed out today, he was the only player that showed up to play.
Yeah, go support him.
Not only did he make good plays on the field, but he also made a good play in making that sandwich. Go check it out, guys, and let them know that All Chiefed Up sent you their way. Mike, I mean, what can we really say at this point, brother? It's effectively over. This season's over. Is the dynasty over? No. Haters are hoping. Haters are going to say it. You're going to hear it all.
Yeah, you're going to hear it. Don't listen.
But let's talk about that for just a few minutes. And guys, do us a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Anything you can to show us some love for being here through all the BS this season. We'd appreciate that. But yeah, like, let's talk about that for a second. Like, all the haters are going to say the dynasty's over. All the media is going to say the dynasty's over. But what do you have to say to the Chiefs fans and the actual ball knowers that might be here that are not Chiefs fans to let them know, like, dude, there's no way you can count the Chiefs out or say the dynasty's over yet?
No. Again, take it back to the Patriots. They had a big 20-year run. Yeah, it was like 2001 to like 2020 or 21, whatever, when Brady played, whatever. Yeah. Before he went on to Tampa. Okay. They literally had 2 segments. If you take Patrick Mahomes right now, we are on pace to do what they did. Now, they would have counted that whole 20-year span because they get to look back after the fact.
Right.
Because they had the 2, so now they can say, oh, well, we could combine all that. Okay, cool. So when we take a 10-year hiatus and then come back, then I guess we get to count it too. Why don't we? We also don't have 3 cheating scandals underneath us.
Right. That's insanity. Someone actually said that today.
They literally had 3 first-round picks forfeited.
Yeah. They cheated. They actually cheated.
They've actually got caught cheating 3 times. And the Chiefs are just, trust me, bro, science.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the word of God, and we are horrible, and we're mocked. And it just shows you how big of a loser everyone is, that instead of them getting better, they just want to see us fail. That's all it is. It's excuses.
Right.
That's why they all sleep in a van down by the river.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, there was a 10-year gap between Super Bowl wins for the Patriots and their dynasty, right? And a lot of the times, like, they didn't necessarily miss the playoffs, but there were years where they were falling out like early in the playoffs. And a lot of it was due to like literally their own crucial mistakes. Like, they're shooting themselves in the foot, just like the Chiefs have done all year this year. So, I mean, it's not unheard of, but it's how you bounce back, right? I mean, what the Chiefs do next season, like this coming off season is one of the most crucial off seasons for the Kansas City Chiefs ever. Like, you're coming off of a historical dynasty run. And if the Chiefs were to go out next year and be a complete bust and just miss the playoffs again and play like ass like they did this season, then, okay, let's go ahead and start talking about how the dynasty's over. Let's do that.
Do you remember when we won the first Super Bowl? Was it the first one or the second one when Brett Veach come out and he had the famous line about "we don't rebuild" or "this is what we do"? That
was the second.
So look, there's a little bit to that, but you're going to test the theory right here, because I believe this year you have enough holes that they are going to test that theory. Like, this may be a rebuild kind of year coming.
Yeah.
But how can you reload it to where you make the process of the rebuild quicker? Because we don't want the 10-year gap. We don't want that. We want to be competitive next year. But you're going to have to do a lot of new faces, and he's going to have to try to get more draft picks, because, Veach, he's got 6 picks. Again, he's got 6 picks. He likes to move those around and go get players. Now, he is very keen on giving away picks in future drafts to do things like that. He's done that a few times. Don't necessarily love it, but he'll use it like that. Now, he won't put on those extra years like the Eagles do in free agency. Maybe he needs to start doing that a little bit. That's the only way you get these guys nowadays.
Start bending the rules.
Yeah.
Do what
Throw
you
those
do.
void years. I don't know, but that's the only way that they can compete every year. But you're seeing them. Even the Eagles are kind of imploding this year, are they not?
Yeah, they've been pretty bad too, to be honest about it. They beat the Raiders today, so they were at 9-5, I believe.
Look, Chris Jones said it best. He said it best today. Chris Jones got to the mic today after the game. He didn't even know we were eliminated. They told him on the mic. He found out on the mic that the Chiefs were statistically eliminated. We're done. And he said the quote that reverberates through everybody. Success is rented. It's rented. There's always somebody behind you. There's always somebody younger. There's always somebody better. You got to keep working hard. Just work harder. Nobody gives a shit about your excuse. Work harder. That's what the Chiefs have got to do this offseason. Work harder. Nobody cares. Matter of fact, everybody's rooting against you.
Yeah. Chris Jones spitting some knowledge. What about that?
Well, everybody wants to trade him. Go back and watch our video from Wednesday. I'm going to tell you right now, Chris Jones, the only reason people are down on Chris Jones is because he's not had tackles this year. That's it. That's the one metric that he's down on is just regular tackles in the run game. That's it. Steve, if I make 5 tackles a game, how many times does Romo sit there and focus on me? How much screen time did I get for those 5 tackles?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was down in sacks too. He didn't get home a lot, but that's hard to do when,
offenses are changing. They're getting rid of the ball quicker.
It's not even that, but you had no one helping on the other side of the football. Like as far as the defensive line goes, you had
he's top 10 in sacks for defensive tackles this year. I don't know what to tell people.
Yeah.
Even with 4, that's how down it is.
Yep. Mike Carl Shue, welcome to the crew. Let's go.
Let's go.
Baby. Appreciate you. Bob with another 2 says shout out Zarda and Ashton. All thanks to ACU. Let's freaking go. Appreciate you, Bob. Shout out Buck and Bob podcast. Check them out if you haven't. Appreciate the support, brother. We got Casey Lion Squad with a 2. Says Brady missed the playoffs in 2002 and 2008. Now, one of those years, Brady was hurt. The entire
was 02, I believe, wasn't it? Which one was the ACL? He had an ACL or an MCL, and I want to say, was it 2002? Or was it the 8 season? It may have been the 8, because I feel like the Chiefs may have been the team that did it to him by accident.
It may have been. Remember.
It may have been the safety. Bernard Pollard hit him. I do know that the other year that they missed, they were not eliminated from the playoffs on December 14th. They actually just come up 1 game short at the end of the year due to a tiebreaker. So technically,
do what now?
The 1 year they missed, they didn't get eliminated. Like, they just lost out due to a tiebreaker at the very end. Like, so they were right there. It wasn't like they just got, like, hammered like we did this year. I guess I'll give them that. But
well,
which year was the ACL?
They had an 11-5 record. The 2002 was well, wait. No, it was 2008 when he tore his ACL. And then week 1.
So that's the ACL year.
Yeah. That was the year after they almost had a perfect season, if you remember. They lost in the Super Bowl.
And look, ask yourself this. Put yourself in their shoes then. How many people probably come after because they hated the Patriots already. They've already got caught cheating.
Think about that. The Chiefs only lost 3 games last year. They were, they lost 1 game in week 18 when they set their starters.
Right.
And then they lost the Super Bowl. So essentially they only lost 2 games the entire season. The Patriots lost 1 game the entire season. The season following, they didn't make the playoffs. Both of them.
And then Brady takes a knee injury. And if that's what happens with Mahomes, like, it's literally mimicking to the T. And people are trying to count us out.
Itself. Don't count us out.
It's really
baby.
weird.
Don't count us out. You just shit.
But anyways, yes, the other season they missed in 2002, it was a tiebreaker.
That's what, yeah.
So.
Yep. Our boy Carl, the new member with a 10 bomb. Let's go, baby. Says, what about splurging for Josh Sweat, Bryce Huff, Leonard Floyd, if available, in the offseason to help take the pressure off CJ? I think it's very vital that they do something like that. If you could take some of the pressure off CJ up front, you would see his numbers go through the roof. Chris Jones is still a dominant force in the NFL. Yeah. He's a unicorn. He's one of the best defensive tackles to ever play, right behind Aaron Donald. Changed the entire game. And I think if you could take some heat off of him, we could see a big-time bounce back here from CJ next year. Yeah. 100%.
Love George Karlaftis.
That's a great idea.
Again, Steve, George Karlaftis, I think his contract is not horrible when you start breaking it down. Like, by the time he gets to the end when he's making his big money, he's not even going to be a top 15 paid defensive end at that time. He's just not. So it's actually not a horrible contract. It looks bad right now, but it's really not. It's going to play itself out. He's going to play out to about that middle tier defensive end. But the point is Chris Jones has only got maybe 2 more years of great seasons. I don't think he's ever going to be dominant again. I just don't.
I feel like he could next season.
okay, I'll give him 1 year that he could possibly be dominant. But age is undefeated.
Yeah,
it really
time.
is.
Gonna get you.
But the thing about it is yes, I'm with Carl. We should have been doing this years ago, invested in this, and instead we give Mike Dana a horrible contract, and Mike Dana's probably gonna have to go this season. I'm sorry, but he's got to go. Him and
Charles
Trey Poole,
Omenihu got to go.
absolutely. He gets 2 sacks today. Congratulations, bro. You showed up the week we got eliminated.
Hey,
Like,
what
it
did I
took you
tweet?
that
What did I
long.
tweet? He was out there doing this stupid little celebration. I said, boy, he showed up 15 weeks too late.
15
Stop.
weeks late to the party, buddy.
Come on, brother. You
Dude,
can't.
we got to get better. So, yes, they do have to invest. And you need to invest in some. Look, Felix Anudike-Uzomah's not going to be it. And you kind of got to ask yourself, the way they handled Omar Norman Lott, did they do something stupid like that with him too? Like in trying to make him do something he's not comfortable with?
I don't like it. I don't like
They're
what they
wanting him
did.
to set the edge. Maybe they didn't want him to use certain moves. Don't do this, don't do that, do this. I don't know. We don't know that for sure. But so far, they've not been able to develop too many defensive linemen. So far, Gelati's maybe been the best one here over the past 2 seasons, 3 seasons.
Is that an implication on Joe Cullen?
Maybe. I've always said that. Like, we all praise Joe Cullen, but really, what's the defensive line done?
Right.
Like, we all praise Dave Merritt. But what's the corners really done? Look at all the Brett Veach draft picks that were supposed to be so good. Josh Williams stinks. They don't even let him play. Nick Jones ain't even on the team anymore. Najee Johnson's been injured all year. Nobody wants him around. Pacheco come out of that same draft in the 7th round. Like
Shamari Connor is
we were
burnt
all
toast.
talking about how good that draft was and how amazing Brett Veach was, and now everybody's trying to get rid of everybody on that whole team.
Yeah. For
The
sure.
entire draft they're trying to get rid of just about.
Yep. Appreciate the 10, Carl. Casey Lion Squad with a 2 says Brady also missed his last season in 2020. So, yeah, he did do that. Appreciate that, man. Our boy Tony Bone with the 5 bomb says we needed the rest anyways from playoffs. Hope Patty ain't got an ACL tear. Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, that would be the literal cherry on top of just a big turd of a season, wouldn't it? Like, I mean, when it happened, it almost was like, well, why wouldn't that happen right now? You know? Like, it wasn't surprising. It was literally just like, it's not gut-wrenching either because, I mean, everyone knew the Chiefs weren't going to make the playoffs. I think that's done settled in for everybody that the Chiefs just sucked this year. But, like, I don't know. When that happened and Pat went down and I realized that he's actually hurt because you can just tell by looking at him, I was like, why wouldn't that happen right now? Like, if it can go wrong, it'll go wrong. Like, honestly, I don't even know. Like, there's a lot of people that are questioning why Pat was even on the football field for this game. You know? Like, there's people that literally were like, just sit our starters and go
I mean,
on.
honestly, I don't know if we would have. It didn't matter. I mean, even if you win, I just think there was too many things working against you. You were still at 15%. Like,
Right.
it's so weird. Andy today, again, they asked him in the press conference, and he comes out and just said, we need to clean some things up.
Shut up, Andy.
Dude, how many times have we heard that? Is it not getting tiring just to hear that
Punch
same
Andy in his tits.
shit? Like, it's
Come
horrible.
on, brother.
Steve, let me bring this in for you really quick. Let me just click it, and I'll just bring it up on the screen. Lance has spoken. He put out his offseason thing, and I wanted to get your take on what he said he would do this offseason. I'm curious if you're with it or you're against what he's saying. I don't want to get into all his player signings. He listed a bunch, but let's look at the things that we know we can control, which is like coaching staff and things. If it's going to load here, it's going to load. Okay. We'll see. Maybe you deleted it. Come on, Lance. I'm giving you some free screen time.
There it
I'll
goes.
just look at it here. Here we go.
There it goes.
So he says, my earlier 2026, Andy relinquished his play calling duty. So I think everybody can get on board with that, right? Like,
At least
but
take
is
a
he
step,
going to do
a
it?
step back, right?
Right. Hire a new offensive coordinator that's never coached for the Chiefs. I think he's spot on right there. Like, we need new blood outside the organization. Yes or no?
Correct. Yep.
Yes. Fire Dave Tobe. I think we've said that a few times. Cut Taylor, cut Fulton, cut Tranquil. Now, look, he gives a pass. He's given a pass to Jawan Taylor here.
How?
Do you think we should cut Fulton over Jawan Taylor? Or just cut both of them?
It literally says Jawan Taylor.
He did say Taylor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mike Dana. He give the pass to Mike
No.
Dana.
Mike Dana needs to be on that list too.
Oh, I see it down here. He says trade Mike Dana for a late round pick or cut would save $9 million. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's spot on there too. Look, for as lot of crap that Lance gets, like I think he might be spot on right here. Okay, you got to restructure Mahomes. We all know this is coming no matter what.
Yep.
He says to restructure Creed. Maybe not. I don't know. He wants to extend Rashee Rice, sign Alec Pierce, sign a mid-tier veteran defensive lineman, and get Kareem Hunt back in the deal. Trade Trent McDuffie for maybe a first-round pick if you can get it. Utilize both of those picks now to draft the best edge rusher defensive line available. Utilize the rest of the draft to fill holes at DB, etc.
So I think he's pretty close here. The Alec Pierce thing's kind of odd to me, but it kind of makes sense because if you look at what was missing from the Chiefs receiving core this year, we talked about how they're much more talented than they've been in years past, but they were missing that glue guy like a Justin Watson. Like somebody that you thought was irrelevant and didn't matter. Like I called him mid all the time. We needed that mid guy. We needed him. I think Alec Pierce could play that role perfectly. We need somebody that's just like, just like I don't even know what they call it. Just like a reception guy. Just somebody that's going to.
Yeah, we just need the guy to do the dirty work. Almost as if a Juju, but you've got to take it. Oh, God, speaking of Juju, what a horrible call on the crackback block.
Dude, they've called that twice on us. They called Kingsley on that a couple weeks ago.
Dude, how horrendous. Like, oh, God, I can't even believe that got me started. But anyways, look, at the beginning of the season, everybody's like, Juju. It's a good thing we got him back. And then, like, they faded him out.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's been non-existent. So, look, if you're not going to use these guys for a full 18-game schedule, get them out. Hollywood's got to go. Everybody's just got to go at this point. Yeah. Do you like the Rashee Rice?
I don't know what Hollywood had going on. It's personal reasons he wasn't there, but I think at this point...
I'm not worried about today, but at this point in the season, like I felt like he should have been...
No, I'm worried about today. I'm going to say this. If you're missing today's game for personal reasons, it better be damn good. Because
that's true.
Literally the most critical point in the entire season and you're going to take a day off?
I would say it was probably good.
It better be.
I don't see Hollywood doing that.
It better be.
I think Hollywood's a baller. I really do. I like Hollywood, but we just don't know how to use these guys' skill sets properly. We just don't. I mean, we don't even know how to use Xavier Worthy properly.
We don't know how to use anyone properly because our offense has snapped the ball and let Patrick Mahomes figure something out. That's what our offense has been for 2 years.
You know what it's been? It's they've never got over Tyreek Hill. It's everybody has to replicate Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill saved this offense because of his short area quickness. It wasn't even his speed. Xavier Worthy's got speed, but Tyreek Hill beats him in a phone booth all day. He has nowhere near. We can't get Xavier Worthy to outrun players from a dead stop, and he's supposed to be so fast.
The only guy that we've ever had on this roster that was even close to the short area quickness of Tyreek Hill was Sky Moore.
Well,
And look what we did with him.
He's actually succeeding.
Nothing.
Doing the same crap Dave Tobe couldn't get done. But anyways, I digress back to that. They got to get off this Tyreek Hill fantasy land. I might cry about it. Look, Tyreek Hill wouldn't have even done good if it wasn't that he was just a freak athlete. It wasn't that Andy made Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill just made himself because he's so fast. I'm going to shed a tear right now thinking about this.
I'm sorry I had to do it to you.
No, man. It is what it is. Like, you've got to get rid of Tyreek Hill. You've got to get rid of that Tyreek Hill mentality. Let's move on from that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. That has to happen.
Let the boy watch.
JCP in the house with the 5-bomb, baby. Says, will be nice having some decent picks this draft. Don't F it up, Veach. We need a page 1 rewrite on everything. I definitely think that there needs to be a big overhaul. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, burn it to the ground. And it's like, I'm not to the burn it to the ground because I think that, like, you still have a pretty good base. Like, let's just real quick, Mike, if we just want to think about next season in the roster, like, you got some integral pieces right on this football team. You obviously Patrick Mahomes, but then you start looking Joshua Simmons. Major highlight from this season.
They hit on him.
That kid's the real deal. He is a beast. If we can keep him on the football field and keep him healthy, he is a beast. Kingsley Suamataia is a good left guard.
Yeah, that turned into a good left guard.
That kid is where he needs to be. Who could have thought it? Who would have ever thought that was going to be okay?
Fine. Creed's best in the game.
Trey Smith is going to be back. We overpaid the hell out of him. He'll be back.
But he's fine.
And then as far as our right tackle situation goes, we have not Jawan Taylor, but Jalen Moore for next season. So, I mean, our offensive line, our offensive line should be pretty good if everybody's healthy and on the football field. So if you talk about that basis with Patrick Mahomes, and then you got, Rice is not going to go anywhere. They'll figure out how to keep him around. Worthy's not going to go anywhere on the rookie contract. I think they could do without Hollywood. Juju, we might have seen the last of Juju. And then we've got to get Jalen Royals implemented. But I think the only thing on the offense that you really want to worry about, I think there's two things here.
Kelsey replacement.
You have to get a replacement for Travis Kelce, and then let's start talking about the running back position. It's not just that we need to go out and get an elite running back or somebody that's actually good, someone that can break off big plays, someone that the defense has to focus on a little bit, but we also have to implement back in the fullback position. I think that's when Andy Reid's offense went to hell, is when he took the fullback out of the offense. We have suffered ever since Mike Burton left. We have suffered. We had Burton, we had Sausage before that. Ever since.
I'd like to see over these last 3 weeks? Can we take a look at maybe Elijah Mitchell a few times running the ball? We've got 8 running backs on this roster, and they all kind of
stink. Does it even matter at this point? We signed him on 1 year. He's not coming back.
But this is what I want to see, though. Let's let Kareem Hunt bang up his body anymore. I would actually consider signing him back for another year for short yardage situations.
Absolutely. Kareem Hunt deserves to be back.
No more bell cow carrying the rock like that.
No.
But can we maybe experiment with putting maybe a few packages in with a fullback, and maybe let, say, Carson Steele try that fullback position just for 3 weeks and see what happens? Not even a lot. Just put Minshew under center, get a fullback in the game, and run maybe 6 plays a game just to look at it. See what happens. And if Carson can't do it, go find somebody that can. Because
I definitely think that's
I think the fullback position is vital.
That's a wrinkle of the offense that I think is as glaringly obvious as it is to some people. Hey, the offense went backwards when Matt Nagy came in. I think it's also that's when we quit using a fullback in the
we used the fullback, and we also. Man, I don't know. We stopped using like the Jerick McKinnon style back too,
and we got the perfect guy for it. It drives me insane.
And they didn't use him like that.
No, we should have been passing Brashard Smith the ball much more than we did. Xavier with the 2 says Pat will retire earlier than Brady. No 10 drought. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Here's the thing, man. I really, it's hard for me to believe that Pat would go 10 years without sniffing another Super Bowl. I don't see it. I mean, maybe, but I don't see it. I don't think there's going to be a 10-year gap.
Football is a tough sport, man.
It is.
It really is. That's what makes the Chiefs run so special. It really is like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. But I just don't think it's over because of Patrick Mahomes. When Mahomes hangs it up, then you can say Dynasty's over. Until then, I don't know. You got that potential.
I've been, trying to tell the Brady homers, like Brady had a 10-year gap without getting in a Super Bowl. I don't think or winning one. I don't think Mahomes will. Like, now, will he end his career with 7 or 8 Super Bowls? I don't know. That's probably unlikely. It's going to be tough for him to do. But I don't think that he ends it with 3 either. So I fully expect him to get back.
No, I feel like 5 is a good number for like a baseline minimum.
I would love to see 7 just to shut him up a little bit, though. Just tie it.
The irony of New England fans who got caught in 3 cheating scandals telling you that you get favoritism from officials cracks me up.
Real. Let's go, baby. We got Carl with the 20 bomb. Let's go, baby. He says, honestly, we need to stop taking the developmental prospects, as you gents said. We need to stick with the Power 5 conferences, take players with high RAS and EQ. We don't have a true alpha wide receiver, someone who separates. I can keep on. I agree. I think that's Brett Veach's biggest problem is if you think about how Howie Roseman is drafted, he's literally just been taking Georgia players for 6 years. It's like, oh, these guys are on the best defense in football in college. They're probably pretty good players, right? Like with the real obvious stuff. I think Brett Veach has got to get back to that and quit trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat at Jackson State University or something like that. What I'm saying?
Worthy turned out okay, Texas.
Yep.
Josh Simmons turned out okay, Ohio State. I mean, come on. Just stick to who you are playing big boy football and don't go out and grab the Central Michigans in round 1.
And also, you got to stop relying. I know that everyone says that's the formula to keeping a dynasty going is you have to hit in the draft and you can't do this, can't do that. I tend to disagree here. I think you have to go out here at least once a year and sign one meaningful free agent. Like one meaningful free agent. And by meaningful, I don't mean Well, we
The
got
most
Jawan
expensive.
Taylor. We overpaid Jawan Taylor to
Right.
come in. Or, hey, we paid for Christian Fulton, who's never going to play. Like, that's not the type of stuff we need
I
to
just
do.
want to say, if anybody wants to go back, if you don't believe me, and YouTube search about what these two gentlemen said about Brett Veach signing Jawan Taylor to that massive contract, we were called all sorts of names for that one. Jawan Taylor was not worth that contract. We said it day one. Okay, day one, overpaid, not worth it. What in the hell was Brett Veach doing? That played out pretty well in our favor. Now, look, we've missed a lot too. But I will say that free agency is important. And it's not about just paying the big bucks. It's about finding the right person. We kind of like the Drew Tranquil, and he did that well. Last year was a down year. He was better than last year this year so far, in my opinion. Drew Tranquil's been a lot more effective this year than last year. But his time's done here probably. He'd have to take a huge pay cut.
I think so too. And I don't know if Drew played at a high enough level this year to even really care. I think we got to keep Leo somehow because I think Leo
is kind of an essential one. And I
Yeah.
think we needed to see Boss a little bit. We need to see him the next 3 weeks to see what we got there.
Yeah. JCP with the 2 says, just look at it. Would you look at that?
Look at that.
Just look at it. He also has a 5-bomb, says, contemplating violence against myself after this loss. Maybe Veach will put some urgency on developing the roster. JCP, it's never worth it. Call the hotline.
Call the hotline, buddy.
There are people that care about you, okay? Just look at me and Mike. We love you.
I don't know. Yeah, developing the roster. Look, here's the thing. I think he's a little handcuffed because of the cap situation. And some of his, and frankly, he's handcuffed because of some bad contracts he's given out. I honestly believe that Trey Smith contract was bad, and I think that Nick Bolton contract was bad. I know the Mike Dana contract was bad. I don't think he should have spent any money this offseason on Charles Omenihu. Jawan Taylor was bad. Like, you can go down the list. Like, he's done some questionable stuff in free agency, and I think that's where he's got to get a little better at, because the drafting, he hovers around, one decent player, one good player, and then a bust. He cruises at about that 60% hit rate mark.
Yeah.
But in free agency, man, what is he at? Like 10%? Like, it's not super good.
Free agency's
there.
bad, and I'll say this in the draft too, and I think it was Carl that pointed it out. Like, sometimes you just gotta not try to be so slick. There's been times in the draft process throughout the years with Brett Veach where he's had obvious choices that he doesn't take. And it's come back to bite him in the ass. Yes, exactly. That's a perfect example. You had DK Metcalf on the board. You had George Pickens.
Do you imagine?
And you
DK
try to be
Metcalf
slick.
or George Pickens through this dynasty run, how much more effective this team would have been?
what I'm
Because
saying,
the wide
dude.
receiver's kind of been the hindrance ever since Tyreek Hill left.
There's been a lot of times where the obvious player was right there, and they're like, no, let's try to do something slick here and get the guy from Western Michigan. Like, just dumb shit. And I think he's got to cut that out.
Take the kid from Ole Miss SEC. You seen the kid from Ole Miss SEC tonight?
Yeah, he didn't even catch the ball, but he got
Didn't
a
even
reception.
catch the ball, and they give him the call because he's from the SEC. That's how it works.
No, seriously though, sometimes, when you're playing golf, Mike, we used to play golf all the time. If you went up to putt and your opponent said, "Pick it up," you didn't argue with them. You just took the damn
Pick it
putt.
up.
You picked it up, put it in your pocket, and walked off. You didn't say, "No, I'm going to try to do this left-handed." You know what? I'm gonna putt it anyway. I'm gonna do it between my legs. Like, that's what Brett Veach is doing in these drafts. Like, he's got these gimmies, and he's like, "No, check this out. Let me show off a little bit."
Even last year, like, you had a big gimme with Josh Simmons sitting there, and he kind of traded out. Like, what
Well,
would have happened
thank
if the
God
Eagles would have swindled on us?
They didn't. No, that's the thing, though. I was going to say that the first time that he took the gimme was Josh Simmons. That is the first
That's
time.
true.
Let's
That's
hope
true.
it's trend in the right direction.
And boy,
Let's just hope.
I honestly thought to God he was going to pull the trigger on Luther Burden.
I thought he was too.
I felt like that was a thing right there, man.
Station with the 2 bombs says early Rocky 3 Chiefs. Not enough fury from us. Yeah. Man, where's Mr. T when you need him? Was that Rocky 3?
I don't remember which one was 3. Which
I
one was
think
the Russian? 4.
4.
See, so we're coming back Russian, Rocky.
Yeah.
Well, Rocky's not Russian, but you know what I mean.
JCP with the 2 bombs says you saved a life today, gentlemen. Thank you. We appreciate you. We do our best, we
Hey,
do our
in
best.
honor of that,
I didn't know where you were going with it. You put up Farmer Fran tweaking his
Hey,
nips.
tweak them nipples if you save a life today. That's
Why
what all
the
the
heck
haters
not?
are doing today. Might as well join in on it.
Guys, hit that like button if you haven't yet. Over 1,000 people in here. Well, over 1,100.
Held it tonight too.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Do us a solid if you would. It's Christmas time. Help somebody out. We're trying to grow the channel. YouTube doesn't favor us in an algorithm. I don't know if you guys ever realized that or not, but there are other people in the Chiefs space they would rather shove down everybody's throats. But we have the best analysis, the best predictions, everything. Okay, we don't hit all the time, but we hit a lot, and we're fun, entertaining. We try to have a good time. We try to interact with everybody in our chat as much as we can and just be good people. Do us a favor. 1,100 of you, if y'all could take 2 seconds and literally just hit that share button and send it to a friend or send it to a family member or somebody that likes the Chiefs, that would help us tremendously. That would help us a lot. Just word of mouth goes a long way. But also hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and all that fun stuff. We would appreciate it. Casey Lion Squad with another 2 says Justin Reid is hurt, but his leadership is missed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, I love Justin Reid.
Steve,
dude.
we wanted Justin Reid back. That was one of the guys that we thought that's who they should have retained. Work out a deal, retain him somehow.
I will say this. Absolutely was on board with that. And I'm going to say this. One of the bright spots of the season for the Chiefs, I think, this year was Brian Cook. I think Brian Cook played way higher level this season than he had. We kind of all thought he was a complete bust, and I still think he was overdrafted. But I thought that he showed a huge step in the right direction this season. I thought he played pretty damn good football. So I'm happy with that. But, yeah, I would have loved to have kept Justin Reid, and he's our boy. He likes the show. So.
Everyone thought that when Justin Reid was gone, that just meant Jaden Hicks was going to get a shot. And Brett Veach whiffed, or well, not Brett Veach, I'm sorry. Steve Spagnuolo whiffed on that. He just keeps saying, well, he keeps making mental errors, and I can't get over it. Well, Chamari Connor is a walking mental error.
Dude, that was my point. If y'all watched the video yesterday, I literally said that. The fact that you want to tell me you didn't play Jaden Hicks because he made some mistakes that he shouldn't make in his second season, yet you have Chamari Connor out there getting roasted every
third
play.
or fourth season getting it.
Every play. Tell me what's worse. You made a mental mistake or you just suck. Because I'll tell you, I'd rather take the guy that makes a mental mistake every once in a while.
And to take Jaden Hicks, he was playing as a confident rookie. And then this year, not getting the playing time and stuff. Like, for all we know, we kicked his confidence right in the trash can like we did everybody else.
He looked really good last season. He's a good football player. Very reminiscent of the Honey Badger, just all over the football field. Always around the ball, and we missed that this year. We did. Chamari Connor stinks. I agree, Don.
And in a defense that don't like to create a lot of turnovers, I don't care if the kid wants to be a ball hawk every once in a while and maybe miss a tackle because he's trying to lay somebody out, or maybe he gives up a catch because he's trying to get a pick. If he can get a pick every once in a while, go for it. I mean, sometimes you need a spark out there. You just don't need somebody. How many times do we see our defense just let them catch the ball and, we give up 8 yards, but they had to get 9. It's like in today's NFL, people don't even want to punt anymore. I was surprised Harbaugh punted as many times as he did.
Right. Dusty says we should bring in Alex Smith as a QB coach. I'm not opposed to that.
That's been kicked around for years.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Alex Smith, he actually hit the nail on the head a couple times this season talking about the Chiefs where, hey, I'll tell you why they stink, because their offense is – hey, make Patrick pull a rabbit out of a hat, and he just can't do everything himself. For Andy to be so great at offense, play calling and play designing and everything, we can't scheme anybody open. None of these guys with elite speed, we can't scheme them open. We have to make Patrick just go back there and figure something out every damn play. Like Alex Smith, I think would be a good voice in the locker room. I don't think he would be a detriment. I know he's close with Andy. He played under Andy and stuff like that, but I still think Alex has a good head on his shoulders. He's a smart guy. But I would take it. But I still think you got to get some people from outside of the Chiefs organization, like something unfamiliar, like something different, something that can bring something new to the table.
If you can't go unfamiliar, so let's just say they're not going to take somebody out of an Andy Reid coaching tree or something like that. Who would be your number one replacement for Matt Nagy? Is it Bieniemy? I feel like it has to be to at least try to prove
You say outside of the Andy Reid coaching tree?
If you can't get somebody outside of that, like if
Oh.
they go to a Kafka or a Doug Peterson or something, I would rather have Bieniemy come back for the sheer fact that we do know he's a running back by trade. He can help the running backs, which right now we have Todd Pinkston doing it, a wide receiver. So not only does he give you that, we know he clashes with Andy Reid. We know he demands excellence. And we've seen the offense at least once, twice, 3 times succeed. And so this now is the exact opposite of Nagy. And if you see the same problems rear their head, then you kind of know it's on Andy and you can take the leap there.
I would agree with that. If I had to take somebody, I'd get Bieniemy back, and we'll see what's up.
If you can do it.
We got Josh Mars in the chat, says, I'm glad the Chiefs are struggling. Man, I'm glad that you're happy about it. I'm glad that you finally got this opportunity after a decade. Go ahead and get your Jergens and get your Kleenexes and go to your room and have a furious one about it. Have a good nobody's home whack. Because the Chiefs missed the playoffs for the first time in a decade. For the first time in a decade, they allowed your team to have false hope, and that's fine. So I want you to enjoy this time because it's not gonna be around for long, bub.
This
Next
segment
season
has
is gonna
been
be different.
sponsored by Kleenex. Round of applause.
Let's go.
Good job, Joshy.
Nope, we're not mad. We're just telling you the truth, and you'll find out about that in about a year from now.
Steve, who looks at us right now? Like we was angry one time tonight. Tonight's been one of the most calm being bounced for the playoff situations I've ever experienced in my life.
Because we knew it was coming, and you can't be mad about it because there's two reasons that we're not mad. 2 reasons you're not mad. You're disappointed with the team this season, obviously, because you know they're better than their record and how they've performed. But 2 reasons you can't be mad. First of all, the greatest run of an NFL team, possibly in history. Okay? And then on top of that, it's not over.
Yeah.
It's not over, baby. We know that they're going to be right back at it next season. So, I mean, nothing to really be mad about. It's frustrating. It's disappointing, but I'm not really mad. I'm not mad. I think as a Chiefs fan, someone, who's been through the ringer with bad football teams, you can't be mad right now. You just can't be. I know we're making fun of you, Josh, because you're dumb. We're not making fun of you because we're mad. You're just one of those people, bro. You're just one of those people. We're sorry.
It's one of those non-knowers, those non-ball knowers.
If you don't know ball, you don't know ball. That's not our fault.
Look, Steven, and I want to argue this. Again, because we know Josh is those low IQs out there that'll say, well, it's only because the refs. It's the refs.
See, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know if he's not dumb. He's like, I'm not dumb. No,
But I want to tell you, you're dumb. Okay, I'm just going to explain it. And number one, people will say it's all because of the refs, but I would say that this entire run has been in spite of the refs. Because again, I will tell you this: if you have an open mind and an open heart and a willingness to learn and not be a slap nut that wants to
come on,
bang your head
Josh, get
against
your
the wall,
pencil and your notebook out.
this is what I'm going to say. Through 2015 to late 2025, the Kansas City Chiefs have been one of the most penalized team in the NFL, leading in total flags and penalty yards, though the Broncos often rank high in recent seasons. Okay, so just recently have the Broncos got it. We've got it since 2015. We're the overall most penalized team in 10 years, for the past 10 years. And they're going to tell you that we get refs help. Okay, come on. Like, they would argue
And
with
then
a brick
in the
wall,
final,
Steve.
in the game that put the final nail in the Chiefs' coffin this season, the refs literally swayed a game that could have been a 3-score lead for the Chiefs in the first half.
And it doesn't matter.
And they didn't even care. They didn't even try to hide it. There was refs 2 feet away that watched stuff happen and was like,
Dude, look, it doesn't matter. And I'm not blaming the refs, but I'm just saying, you're not taking away this dynasty with this bullshit. The Chiefs get all the calls, okay? Because I just proved it. Mahomes was drafted in 2017, didn't start till 2018, and you can go all the way back to 2015. We've been the most penalized team.
right.
So get out of here.
Agreed. Mike,
Who said he had a little pee-pee?
JCP. You knew who it was.
Oh, JCP.
Carl with another 5 says, Frankie Lavu, Patrick Queen, Chidobia Woozy,
Quit writing all
how's he
these
say his
weird
name? I know,
names,
man.
buddy.
He's putting me to the test.
Xavier McKinney.
Who would contribute for leadership? Those candidates is like looking in the rearview mirror or the review mirror? Rearview mirror. Man, there's going to be players available. that can help this team. There's going to be players available that we know what they are. So that just goes back to my point earlier. Like, I think that free agency, we need to use that more as a tool this season than just relying on the draft. Like, first of all, it doesn't matter who you sign in free agency and who you draft if you don't do something about your piss poor coaching staff. So we're all going to know how next season's going to go by what they do with that offensive coaching staff. If they do not get rid of Nagy and Blameyer and Connor Embry and Andy
Then who
Heck
cares
and
who
all
you
these
get?
turds,
It's not
it doesn't
changing.
matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Appreciate the 5, Carl. Mike, we got a freaking 20 bomb from Elizabeth here, baby. No relation to
Elizabeth
Andy?
Reid. No relation to Andy, I don't think.
Says, hi, sorry, just joined. So sorry if this has already been discussed. But who are you more frustrated with, the coaching staff or Veach? We've been a very fortunate fan base, so not complaining. Elizabeth,
So, Elizabeth, you don't have to say sorry. I'm not complaining. Like, I think that Chiefs fans
have a right to complain a little.
have to always give that disclaimer because people attack them. Our own fan base attacks people if they have any different thought.
Now, I also agree with the sentiment. We don't really have much to complain about
Right.
over the last decade, but also
I
you do
get
have
your
a right
frustration.
to be
Yes, you have
frustrated.
the right to be frustrated.
And
And to answer your question, I think it's the coaching staff. Steve, who do you think?
You said it. You said it.
Tell
The
her
coaching
why.
staff. Well, Veach, first
Because
of
they
all,
stink.
Veach holds a piece of the pie. But what Veach has done, I don't think the product that he gave Andy Reid this season was bad per se. I think this was the most talented offense that Patrick Mahomes might have had in his entire career if you go outside of like prime Tyreek Hill and prime Travis Kelce. So, I mean, honestly, like the receiving core was pretty dynamic. A lot of speed, a lot of different types of guys like Tyquan Thornton got underutilized. Hollywood Brown didn't get used very often, didn't do a whole lot. Wouldn't scheme any of these guys open to use any of their speed. Like, I think that the team was actually built. I thought the weakness was obviously the defensive line. And yeah, that showed itself. But let's be honest here. If you go back and look at this entire season, the defense, they didn't do the Chiefs some favors sometimes, but they didn't lose any of these games. I think every game we lost this season was because our offense sucked. The most points that this defense allowed all season was two games. They let up 31 points. One was to the Jaguars, and one was to the Cowboys. We all know why they let up that much to the Cowboys, because there was no such thing as offensive pass interference that game. So, I mean, we could almost give them a bit of a pass on that one. But the rest of the season was manageable. I think that the defense did okay or good enough every game for the offense to actually win the game. But we had an obvious problem. The scheme was bad, and we couldn't move the football. We couldn't put points on the board. I mean, that's literally it. The offense was the reason why this Chiefs team was so unsuccessful. And I don't think we can blame it on Veach. It's coaching.
Well, you seen the 2 or 3 weeks where it kind of looked like we were turning it around, right? When Rashee Rice come back, and we were like, uh-oh, what happened? And then it's like Rashee Rice come back. We started putting up big-time points, winning a little bit, and then the team just said, hey, let's go back into being mediocre with the play calls and not getting guys involved. And
Right.
got really weird. So, yeah, it's the coaching staff. Look, Veach has got to get better at certain things, but it's the coaching staff. In my opinion, Veach can only do so much. Again, he's handcuffed a little bit with money financially. Now, look, he's caused some of that. But going forward, like this offseason, he's not going to have a lot of money in free agency. So what can he possibly do, Steve? I don't know.
Right.
He's going to have to win it in the draft.
Well, I would take it one step further and say it's the offensive coaching staff. Like I wouldn't even sure, I'm sure there's some improvements to be made on the defensive side of the football, but I think for the most part, like I said, this offense has been very underwhelming and bad.
The defense has almost just been a lot of personnel decisions.
Yeah,
That's where I find the most fault.
But, what's funny is as a head coach, Andy Reid should have stepped in probably, 8 games ago to be like, hey, I know you like Jamari Connor, but I don't think this is a great idea. Let's figure something else out. It's that simple. Like, why did Andy never step up and say something? That's his job. So, I mean.
Or the whole play no Williams more.
Yeah, any of that stuff, bro. But, yeah, appreciate the 20. Casey Line Squad with a 2 says we're disappointed because of this team's potential.
Absolutely.
100%. And I think that's why it's hard to pin it a lot on Veach. Yes, he has missed a lot in the drafts. He didn't take the obvious players when he should have. His free agency pretty much stinks, but I still think that the team that we had, the roster we had, was still good enough to do what we needed
coming
to
off
do.
of that blowout loss to the Eagles, the big thing was we needed to protect Mahomes. And Veach went out and done all he could to make that offensive line better. And by all means, that offensive line is better. And going forward next year, I don't think it's a problem.
No.
Maybe the right tackle, you have to look beyond Jalen Moore or whatever. Or like
Yeah,
I
but
said,
that's
Espole's out there.
Right, that's a whole year that you should be straight there.
Yeah, draft yourself another tackle. You just do something like simple like that, like one tackle or something. Who knows? You got plenty of options there. He went out and he got him a lot of playmakers at wide receiver. Rice and Hollywood Brown and
what I'm
Xavier
saying.
Worthy. Like, he's got the best receiving core he's had since he's been here. I think where the Chiefs were let down a lot this year, and I don't want to say it because it's not Kelsey's problem, but I think not having that dynamic second, third tight end. We're not using that second, third tight end. We're not using the H-back, fullback position. We're not using the third down running back position properly. I think it's those three things that have caused the hindrance in the offense.
Yeah, I think so.
We've got to find a playmaker. This, in my opinion, Patrick Mahomes has always had to rely on Kelsey. I think they've tweaked this offense over the years to feature Kelsey more than the receivers. And I think when Kelsey started to decline, the offense still wanted to run through the tight end that could not produce. And I think if you want to keep it as is,
That's a fair assessment.
Yes, I think you're going to have to go out. You're going to have to get yourself a playmaker. You might have to spend money on Kyle Pitts. I don't know if he's going to pay it out, but you may have to do it if you can get it. If you want to go draft, you might have to get Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon because that kid is a baller. You're going to have to get the playmaker like that because the Noah Grays of the world ain't going to do it. The Jared Wileys aren't going to do it. Love those guys, but they're not going to do it.
Mike, I think that
Let's
was a
go.
fair assessment. I've never really thought about that, but I think you might be spot on. I think this offense kind of got pigeonholed on let's run through Travis Kelsey.
Because the receivers
And,
were so bad.
maybe, that's fine too. Maybe we could have kept that going if we had drafted Sam Laporta or Trey McBride or somebody that could keep that going, but we refused to do it. And we've run Kelsey's wheels off. I think you're right. Mike, take a bow, baby. Take a bow. I like
Take
it.
two.
Tony Bone with the 5 bomb says, besides the Chiefs, who would y'all like to see in the Super Bowl, Mike and Steve? With all due respect, Tony Bone, I could give an F less.
But to answer your question, I think it would be fun. Look, I think it would be fun to have the Jags in the Super Bowl. It's a success story for our boy Liam Cohen to show you that even if you take the hard knock of having to go out and get yourself a new head coach, and
I don't think that's going to happen.
You got a crappy quarterback that just can't make it in the NFL. Then you come in and you just go at it.
I feel like someone very undeserving is going
I
to
don't want to see Josh Allen them do it just because it would be funny.
Yeah, well,
if they
no,
just couldn't
I'm
do
just saying, I feel like someone very undeserving is going to win the Super Bowl. I feel like whoever wins the Super Bowl this year, all of us are going to look at it and be like, they're not really that great. They
I feel
won.
like that's just the NFL this year, is it not?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like,
He's got a lot of mid teams. The Rams look good, but the Rams could also look really bad.
Yeah, well, I do think like if the Rams were to get there and the Bills were to get to the Super Bowl for the first time, I think the Rams are going to disappoint the hell out of them.
I do think
Because I think they would beat them pretty bad.
I think the NFL would want Rams Bills though, right? You got a pretty big East Coast team in New York, pretty decent market, not huge, but I
Yeah,
mean
it's
that's the
pretty-
New York market.
yeah,
And then you've also got an LA market,
yeah.
and I think that might be what they want. And I don't know if it would come out to that. I think that would be the most entertaining game out of the matchup.
I'll tell you this, and I think it's kind of funny, but honestly, if Josh Allen does win a Super Bowl this year, he's still going to have that held against him that he had to play no one.
I mean,
Like,
he's going to
you,
go through the playoffs.
You
Who's
got
gonna
a
beat the
gimme ring,
playoffs?
bro. You got a ring by default.
Yeah, who's he playing in the playoffs? Like,
And you have to think he's going in as a wild card.
yeah, he's going against Kylo Ren and who else? I don't
Stimpy.
even know. Yeah,
Kylo Ren and Stimpy. You like that? You like what I
Bo
did there?
Nix. Bo Nix is 42.
Yeah, and he's not good. That offense is so bad. The Denver Broncos are not getting the Super Bowl.
I think they
There's no
may
way.
get exposed. If
Yeah,
that
they
defense
can't.
Don't play.
They
at
can't put
just an
enough points on the
optimal level.
board. That's wild.
They're going to have to play at a very optimal level.
Mike, we got our boy Peter Ortiz in the house with a 25 bomb.
Peter,
Let's
what's
go,
up, brother?
Peter. Let's go. How you doing? He says, I'm in mourning now. Also, I can't believe what our team has failed to do with the talent available. I think that's the most frustrating and disappointing part of it is because when you think, like, as Chiefs fans, obviously this offseason, we kind of looked at the roster. We looked at all the talent on the roster, and then you're thinking like Andy Reid's going to have a field day. Like that's always kind of in the sentiment. Like Xavier Worthy 4-2, Hollywood Brown 4-2, Tyquan Thornton 4-2, Brashard Smith 4-3. Andy Reid's going to have a field day with all this speed on the football field. Like he's going to have all these dynamic plays that teams can't stop.
Right.
He's going to be doing all this crazy stuff that teams can't stop or predict. Like it's going to be so fun to watch. The high flying offense is back. And then Andy just shits the bed, son. Not only is it not the high-flying offense, not only is it not fast and dynamic, it is the slowest, most stagnant, trashy offense that we've seen yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I
That's
agree.
disappointing. That's
What
pretty
did you need
disappointing.
all that speed for when you're just running 3 and 4 yard sit down routes, comebacks, and
Dude, the worst route trees I've ever seen in my life. Like
It
these
was
play
bad.
calls were atrocious. If you look, guys, we like to go back and watch the all 22 film, and I know some of you guys probably do that. Pay very close attention to the routes that our receivers run. Pay very close attention to the play calls that Andy Reid's putting out there. We literally might as well not have receivers on the football field sometime because they do nothing. They
that why
contribute
we-
nothing to the
is
play.
that why we do better in like a 13 personnel? You might as well.
Dude, I'm
just
telling
load
you,
it up and go.
I'm telling you, a lot of the times these routes they're running are complete trash. They don't do anything. They're not decoys. They're not setting picks. They're not doing nothing. They're literally wasting space on the football field. It's bad, and like Andy's got to figure it out. I mean, he's got to get somebody in there that can help him figure it out.
Yeah.
Appreciate the 25, Peter. Our boy Perry with the 5 bombs says if you cut Taylor, Dana, Trank, you're even. Restructure 15 and 92 can give you 40 million under the cap, plus other moves could get you to 60 plus. I think they might want to look
You
at
have
restructuring.
to start with those 3.
I think there's somebody else that they could look at restructuring. I know it sucks because they just signed the contract, but I think at this point you might have to go to Chris Jones and be like, "Hey, brother, like
I think he would be open to it if you could get him some
we're
help.
gonna have to. We're gonna have to do something here because, yeah, I mean, obviously,
I think you could get that. Yeah, I think you have to do that, and maybe Creed too. Maybe you just extend Creed a little bit, give him some more money on the back end. I think Creed's a lifer here anyway.
Yeah, you definitely have to pay your guys that deserve it. And I was okay with the Chris Jones contract when it happened, just because it's like, dude, he's a beast. We have to have him. He's our guy. But at the same time, like these guys also have to be open to making sure things can still function around them.
Well,
So-
it becomes that thing. You just want to be rich? You want to be a rich loser? You want to be a rich winner, but just not as rich, you know? It's not that big of a deal if he takes a couple $1 million pay cut, in my opinion. I'd
Right.
rather not be going to Cancun. Like, spend it in the off season. Don't spend it in Cancun, Chris.
Right. Mike, what's the tweet from Patrick Mahomes? What's going on here? I couldn't even find his Twitter. Did he get rid of
I'll
it?
see if I can bring it up.
Did he just get rid of it? Did he go
He
new?
said, I hate this.
Yeah. Appreciate the
say?
5, Perry. Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay. Chief KT with the 2 bomb right on cue, baby. Mahomes tweet doesn't sound good. It's funny because I'd read that somewhere else and then you said that. Now I'm really interested. Like, where are you at, Pat? I can't even find it. Like, did he get rid of his Twitter?
Oh, here he goes. Oh, God. First line. Okay, here, I'll just bring it up for everybody. Let's all look at it together.
Yep.
Let me bring it up. Here we go. Let me see if I can bring it up. It's going to take a little second. Here we go. It says, I don't know why this had to happen. And not going to lie, it hurts. But all we can do now is trust in God and attack every single day over and over again. Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom, for always supporting me and for everyone who has reached out and sent prayers. I will be back stronger than ever.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could take this a
This
couple different
sounds like
ways.
an ACL kind of thing.
It could
though, doesn't
be. It could also just be him kind of lumping the season all together.
Again, that also could be season. Don't know why our season had to happen. It hurt. All we can do is trust it, attack the off season, attack our practice every day. Thanks for supporting us. But he does say I will be back stronger than ever. But
Right.
again, maybe he's saying next season I'll have a good season. I don't know, man. That's rough. And dude, just prayers for Mahomes. Mahomes is a good dude. Like, people dog on him all the time, but he really is a good dude. And then how's that, having that, let's say he does have to have surgery and he's hard up for a month or 2 months or whatever. Can't even hardly move around. Like, he's got kids. He wants to be active. This is his time off. Spend it with the family, and he's not even going to be able to do that. So it's going to be tough for him, man. Just prayers for Mahomes. He's a good dude.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Mike, I tweeted him back, okay? he wants to know what else Chief Dev has to say, So
for sure.
So Patrick, you're the GOAT. You've played your ass off for us and took us to heights we could have never dreamed of as Chiefs fans. You'll be back, and you'll be back on top. We got you.
Damn right he is.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's the kind of guy he is.
That was a triumphant. We should have played like a triumphant music for that.
Should have played that sad music when you read the tweet.
Yeah, I should have played the sad music, but it's a serious situation.
Yeah, I mean it is, dude. I hate it for him because honestly, that pretty much sums it up. Like, Pat has played his ass off for Kansas City in general.
If that does turn out worst case scenario, and that's a 9 to 12 month thing, he could essentially be gone all season next year.
Quite possibly.
At least enough to get you out of the playoffs by November?
Brother, it's not good. It's not good, and this is all on Andy Reid and the coaching staff. Peter Ortiz with the 5 gifted memberships, guys. If you get one of those, make sure to thank them in the chat. Throw some legendaries in the chat for everybody tonight. You guys have been amazing. We appreciate you guys and the support. We got our boy Carl with a 5. Says enough finesse. Casey needs to get back to being physical, control the trenches, play bully ball, and make teams earn every yard. I think that there is, honestly, in an Andy Reid offense, there's always going to be some element of finesse. That's just kind of how it goes. But I think that this year, it's almost like we had none of the grit. We had none of the physicality. We didn't have none of that. Like I said, we saw it one game against the Indianapolis Colts. That was it. I thought our defense kind of brought it last week against the Texans, but the offense let them down. And it's just, I think they definitely got to get some of that back, Carl. Like, you're right. I think you're exactly right about that one, man. Mike, have you found anything else? Any other updates on Pat?
No, they're keeping it hush. They're keeping it close to the vest, which we kind of thought they would. Andy may come out tomorrow, and he'll do a press conference tomorrow. He always does the one through the Skype.
Yeah.
We're going to be live again tomorrow. Look, football season don't end for us. We're going to keep going. We'll be live tomorrow right around the time Andy, maybe. I'm not 100% for sure because that kind of moves. It's fluid. But we'll do a live tomorrow on Monday. We may critique a little bit of what Andy says. That was fun when we did that one week. Everybody had fun with that, where we kind of listened to Andy's responses and talked through them and,
right.
and things like that. But hopefully he'll give us some news tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so. Casey Lion Squad with a 2 says he's talking about the season. He said this before. It's a possibility, man. I really hope that he's not going to deal with like some kind of vicious knee injury. Hopefully it's just a sprain or something like that. But I don't know, man.
And two, you got to look at it like he's a believer. He's a religious person. He believes. Obviously, he said it happens for a reason. You got to trust God, even if it does come down to he suffers that major knee injury. And let's say he does miss the majority of next year. From his perspective, and a lot of people, like, maybe that's just a way of telling him to slow down. He does a lot. He trains a lot. He's done a lot for us. Slow down, take care of your body, mentally prepare. You've got a second run to go on. I think you always got to look at everything through the positive lens, and maybe he just needs this in life. You never know. Like, he didn't even take time off when his grandpa died last year.
Right.
His house was broken into. This dude's been through a lot. Like,
he has 3 kids now.
Yeah, he's just been going. So, I mean, maybe it's just life telling you to slow it down, enjoy it for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's given us a lot. If Patrick Mahomes never put on this uniform again, never played another snap, you should name every road in Jackson County after him. I'm telling you right now, like, he'll always be the GOAT to me.
Yeah, get him a statue. Can he be the first player ever to be active and still have a statue outside the stadium? Can we make that happen?
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's go do a GoFundMe and put up a statue.
Hey, Mike, will you redo that last thing you just talked about?
No, you're not going to make fun. Let's just move on.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all being here. Been over 1,000 of you the entire time. We're hitting a 2.5 hour stream right now. Whole little therapy session. We're going to give you guys about 5 more minutes probably, and that's being generous because we've been on here a long time.
Steve, you know what I need?
Any questions? Get them in the
therapy.
chat. You need therapy? We probably do need therapy.
I need Mexican restaurant food therapy. So a little chips and salsa therapy is what I need, baby.
Don't bring that up to me right now.
I need it. I got to do something to get over our hardships tonight.
Mike, why don't you buy me some El Molino?
Come on. No. Yeah, I mean, that don't sound too bad. I don't care. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go, man. Mike Station says, great to hear it, guys. This pod is truly the realest. No fluff. I'll be watching throughout the season and off season.
Thanks,
appreciate
brother.
you,
It means
man.
a lot.
Yeah, man, we try to be. I mean, there's a lot of Chiefs content out there, so we appreciate you guys for, coming and watching us. We know there's probably 28 channels that go live after every game. There's people that put out content every day. There's a lot of people that showed up to cash in on the Chiefs dynasty. A lot of people showed up to cash in on Patrick Mahomes, man.
Still love to see it, though.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you guys get the content.
Yeah, but we appreciate you. There's a lot for you to choose through, and we try to be the ones that don't like blow smoke up your ass. We try to be the ones that have real reactions, talk about real things that fans are talking about, and just
Have fun. Sometimes
have
you
fun.
just need to have fun, man. Steve, I don't even see us as like news content. We give news. We give perspectives and opinions.
talk about it. Yeah,
But I see us as like, we're something to watch when you just have a shitty day and you just want to check out and just not think about stuff for an hour and just talk about football. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I see it. And so, I mean, we're just brain rot content.
I wouldn't go that far. That's what it's funny. Like, I feel like people think that sometimes.
No, people think because we joke and have fun, like they don't take us seriously. They don't take it. Look, you don't have to take us seriously. I'm sorry. Go back and look at all the draft picks we've hit. You should probably watch our draft content. We do a pretty good job with it.
And not only the draft picks that we hit that we told you the Chiefs were going to draft, but also the
Right.
ones that we said they should have drafted that now are best players in the NFL.
This year, we're teaming
come
up with Bro Schmo a little bit. We're going to be teaming up with him a little bit. He's one of the best draft guys out there. Like, he's a guru at this stuff. We're probably going to have Carter Price on the show. Price Carter. My bad. I said his name backwards.
He's got 2 last names.
Dude, yeah, he does.
See, that's
and that
why
means
he's a good guy. Exactly.
Yeah, but Price, he's a good dude. He knows all about the draft. We'll probably have him on a few times. But we're going to have good content. So even if the Chiefs don't, we're going to rebuild. We're going to move on. It's going to be a good time.
Yep.
Steve's
I think so.
He's looking for something hard.
I was reading some comments, just checking them out. But yeah, guys, appreciate you being here. We'll probably put a post up here in a little while, and it'll be asking what your questions, comments, concerns are for the Chiefs going forward.
We know what that's going to be.
Yeah, so make sure to respond to that. Just put whatever you want in there. And then tomorrow we'll have a daytime live stream where, it's kind of a same kind of little session, but it's more of like a marinated opinion. We get to think about some things for a while, calm down, whatever. And we'll be answering questions on that live tomorrow. So come hang out with us. It'll be a good time. And don't forget to put your questions in there. Mike, we got a 10 bomb from Dreaded TFG. It says, Mike, go get you a fat burrito. Thank you guys for being the realest Chiefs channel. I flew from Houston for my first game ever last week, and we'll be back next season. Zarda was lit. I like Q39 too. Let's freaking
Q39's
go.
awesome too. Like, we love Zarda.
Yeah.
Zarda, we work with Zarda, but Q39's good. I mean, there's not a lot of bad barbecue in KC, is there, Steve?
No, there's not. Q39's immaculate. Jack Sack's great. Joe's obviously. And then you go to the OGs. You can go Gates, Arthur Bryant's. It's all good. It's all really good. Zarda's our favorite. Zarda hits all the points, good food, good place to hang out, great people, very chill, got the atmosphere. It's got that like old school atmosphere. Derek Thomas loves Zarda. I mean, come on, man. That's the place, and they got the best
I appreciate
sauces.
you letting me have that burrito though, brother.
Yeah, man. Mike, why did you get a burrito and I don't get a burrito?
Yeah,
I didn't. Did I not earn a burrito?
Look, I'll donate my burrito to you so you can eat. That's what big brothers do.
Yeah. We'll see about that. But guys, hit that like button if you haven't yet. What's up, Steve-O? I see you out there in the chat, brother. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do that. You can become a member of the channel at join.allchiefedup.com or hit that little join button up top. Subscribe, baby. It'll just take out that money monthly. It's not a lot. I mean, you're not going to miss it. It's definitely cheaper than your car wash subscription you don't use, your gym subscription you don't use, your subscription to hymns that you use to get boners and stuff, it's cheaper than that.
Oh yeah.
You know? We'll get you
Look at
horned
rocked
up for
that offseason
we'll get
content.
we'll get you horned up at a fraction of the price. Okay. So yeah, become a member of the channel. We have a lot of fun. Do members only live stream, stuff like that. Try to give away as much stuff as we can and give back to you guys. We'll do signed jerseys, footballs, that kind of stuff. We give away our own merchandise. And speaking of our own merchandise, merch.allchieftdup.com. We got some cool stuff over there. There's a sale until the end of the year. If you just use the promo code Chiefsmas, that'll get you 15% off anything at the store. Got some cool hats and stuff over there, so go check it out, man. We'd appreciate it. And yeah, man, Mike, I think I'm gonna I gotta get in the Christmas mood, baby. We ain't got much time now. You know, what 11 days until Santa Claus gets his fat white ass down my chimney and brings some gifts, and then we haven't even done anything festive.
Right. Me and Pops went to Gatlinburg this weekend. It was packed. People's getting festive. Everybody's getting festive with us, Steve. It's time to get festive.
It is, man. I need to watch Daddy's Home 2 like 4 times. There's a bunch of other movies I need to watch.
Can't ruin your Christmas this year, technically.
They already did.
It's already ruined, so you got 2 weeks to get over it.
Good Lord, man.
Good.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Yeah, it was bad this year, man.
Yeah, it was. Guys, appreciate y'all being here. Do us a favor. Hit that like button on the way out. Come hang out with us tomorrow. If I had to guess right now, I'm going to say noon Central Time, probably 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be on doing the daytime live stream tomorrow. Get in our post section and respond to that post about what your questions, concerns, and comments are. We'll get you on there. And y'all have a good night, man. Go get yourself a fat burrito from somewhere with a little bit of hot sauce. And have yourself a night, baby. Merry Christmas. Go Chiefs.
See you guys.
Get wild.